Hello, everybody. We are back again for episode 17 of Almost a Party. I've been stressing about this episode all week with how the last session ended. I have no idea how this is going to go, so it's going to be fun. I've been planning all sorts of options depending on how things go. But we've got our players here. We're waiting on Sadzi still to show up. So just to kind of recap for everybody where we are at right now, our players last week, after having returned two dwarven captives to the dwarven lands, stayed in the city of Zundare for a bit, doing a few different things, gathering bits of information, and then hired a guide to take them into the mountains, the Hand of God mountains, and into dwarven territory. All right, traveling through the mountains after about 2.5 days of travel, they were met by one of those prisoners that they had turned over, who was leading a group of other dwarfs and drow, gnomes, various denizens of the Underdark to arrest the party. The players attempted to fight but were quickly overwhelmed and taken to jail. While in the jail, they met another human who had been there for a number of years, and eventually let the guards know that they knew somebody named Sephin. After dropping the name Sephin Grey, the guards were worried a bit, left, and after communicating with this dwarf, they came back and decided to start talking to the party individually to get an idea of whether they could be trusted or not. Sephin had already let them know that the 5 members he knew could be trusted, with Ito and Valerian being the two least to be trusted just because Sephin never met Valerian and only knew Ito for a little bit. After discussing with each member of the party, they were taken to a room until they got to Valerian. With Valerian, they knew that the only way to get him to keep the secrets was to recruit him, essentially forcibly draft him into the dwarven army, and order him not to tell. And we ended with Valerian refusing this offer. So that is where we pick up. So, Valerian, these two king's guards take you and escort you back to your cell, where you
Get your
are.
hands off me, you grubby horse sons!
Watch your tone. You'll be lucky if we let your friends come and talk to you with that attitude. You still have a chance to change your mind, but I'm not so sure we should give it to you. They
I
shove
can
you
walk to a cell on my own.
into the cell, where the drow who had been talking with you the whole time still standing guard. The king's guards lock the gate, the door of your cell behind you, and leave. The guards come into the room where the rest of you are all waiting, bringing in with them all of the items that they took off of you. So, we have discussed and talked. Your relationship with Sephin Grey was very beneficial to you. Normally, you would not get out with what you know. But he vouches for you and believes that you can be trusted. He told us of Valerian and to get all of your opinions, which we did one by one. The conclusion that we came to was that Valerian would need to be drafted into our army and ordered not to speak, and that was the only way, from what you told us, that he could potentially be trusted with our secrets.
So will he have to go through training as a member of your army?
We gave him the choice and he refused. So,
Oh,
Well, yeah,
Well, of course he refused.
he already
He's a
belongs to the
military guy,
army.
right? Like, he's not gonna just turn tail on his country and his service just like that.
What was the reason he gave you for his refusal?
He didn't. So,
I mean, he's a member of Utra's military. That's reason enough.
Is there the option for him to reconsider?
we'll let him sit it out, think about it, give him a chance. But given his attitude, I doubt he will change anything. If you think that you can change his mind, we will let you go and speak with him. But if he does not change his attitude and change his mind, he will not be leaving this place.
Understood. May we have a moment to confer before we see our friend?
Sure.
Does he leave, or is he just going to stand there?
He's just going to stand there.
Gotcha. So Orai's going to like stare at him for just a hot minute and then be like, "Okay." Should we convince him that it's in his best interest to not fight this? I'm asking
Based
that to the
on
group.
based on what I know of him, I don't think that is possible.
Yes, I had considered asking whether he would like to invoke a particular trick used in my homeland, crossing fingers as you swear an oath. However, I suspect one, it is less used here, and two, he would not be the type to use it.
Also, his fingers are quite big, so I'm not sure he can really, get them crossed like that.
Fair enough. That is, I mean, the Minotaurs did it back home. I don't see why not.
How does that work?
There's a
Fucking
reason it
knuckles.
was not often used.
Perhaps we need to appeal to his honor.
I feel like his honor is the problem.
But
If
it
the
also may
only
be
answer, if the only answer they're going to give him is that he has to become subservient to another group who will make no promises except that they will kill him, that's like telling a poor man you'll give him food, but only if he holds a knife to his throat all day.
but there is no honor to rot in a prison that no one will be aware of.
There is honor in not forsaking your own oath.
But if he were to take an oath to the dwarves, exclusively for the purpose of not sharing information about a secret amongst their culture, isn't that also honorable? I
I
don't
mean,
think the situation is ideal, but there is honor in an oath.
He is a man of oaths.
I'm
I
gonna
I
know.
be
mean,
Why
I
quite
didn't they
don't know
harsh.
just?
whether we can. Yeah, I don't know whether we can prove this to the dwarves, but like, he could simply swear an oath not to tell anyone. No?
Or at least not unless, you know, pressed by somebody who's way, way above his rank.
I,
But I mean,
Also,
the fact he won't agree to be conscripted into their army, I mean, I would think that would prove that he's more trustworthy rather than less.
yes. I also note there is a considerable amount of magic in use here. I've noticed they used a considerable amount of it in capturing us. How do they not have you? He looks over to the guy who's still standing in the room. How have none of you figured out how to enforce one of these oaths with your magic?
Magic is
It
easily
seems
stopped, magic like you are suggesting is incredibly powerful to begin with. Do you know the amount of people it would take to maintain such oaths through magic? It's
Frankly,
much
no.
easier to imprison or kill.
Yeah, you don't have to be magic to stab someone.
I am well aware of this fact.
I also don't believe magic is the solution in this case. And we do
Well,
not need to
no, but
convince the dwarves, we just need to convince Valerian of his best interest and ours. He has sworn an oath to protect us. He was, as a soldier, directed to us to accompany us and protect us in our journeys.
Yes,
Him not
but
accepting this oath is in violation of that oath.
what's going to trump the oath that he took to protect us is his oath to his country and his superior officers.
Is swearing an oath to the dwarves a violation of that oath that
Yes,
he took to
because
his people?
it would require him becoming subsumed by their military group. The core problem here is not the oath. The problem is the way the oath will be administered.
Excuse me, what would his responsibilities as a member of your army be for him?
We'll call upon him when needed. He will answer to us over anybody else.
Yeah, see, that's not going to work right there.
yes, you've given us one incredibly vague thing and one incredibly worrying and troublesome thing.
Well, the
You are
people of
not
Uhtred
doing
are
a
all.
good. Yes,
His
uh,
oath to the Uhtred military will always be above all things because it is to the people of Uhtred. Because there is no capital. I don't. If they will not compromise on him joining their military, I do not believe we can convince him in any way to compromise on his morals and oaths.
precisely. And this is why I was looking for alternative solutions. I
Do we
do
do
not
we have to
see.
stay here, by the way? Can we
Yes,
talk
that
about
is
this not in this room? It smells.
Well, that's because you smell. So
This
wherever
is
you will
true.
go, it will smell.
I do have a nose. I am capable of smelling. True. Can we go somewhere more comfortable while we discuss this?
a bathhouse. That might
That
be
would be nice.
nice.
The best thinking is done with a good bath and a good meal.
Once you leave, you will not return here, unless it is for violation. So if you would like
In
to
other
convince
words,
him, you will stay here until you go and do so. But yes, you may leave if you wish.
I would prefer to speak with Valerian before we are able to depart.
I think that's reasonable, but I don't think I can convince him in any way. I agree with him.
I too agree with him. I just think there is perspective that he may need to consider. His views, singular most of the time, are not the only views. He at least needs, from us, that opportunity to hear us out.
Very well.
I-
Leave your weapons here, and we will lead you back, and you may talk to him in the cell.
Thank you.
The
Now, you
funny
say they
part,
gave us
we put him in the
everything back.
Yeah.
we put him in the bag. We run.
So we got everything back, right? There's nothing missing. Everything in the bag of holding was in the holding, or was it all like removed?
Do you dump it
Just like
out to check it all?
I would
We don't.
suggest that we do make
We
sure
don't
that we
even
have
know what
everything.
was in there.
I do.
Alondiel kept track.
Alondiel has a pretty good track. He doesn't know about all the things I've been sticking in there randomly. There's like 8,000 rocks.
The dwarves will enjoy.
Elondiel, would you be willing to check that bag to make sure everything is in there, including what we were looking at the other day?
Yeah, I'll do an inventory check.
Okay. So you're gonna dump it out there on the table?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So you turn the bag inside out. All of the contents come out. Everything is there that you expect to be there.
Okay. Write the bag, and then I start putting it back away. Put it back in,
Thank you. I do know that was inconvenient.
while making
I've
sure to keep a firm hold on my holy symbol.
I will help because I can put back 2 things in a round because I have a magic hand.
All right. So weapons laid down on the table. They take you, lead you back to the cell. Valerian in there by himself. The drow still standing guard.
Valerian's just kind of sitting with his back to the wall, and then as you guys are coming in, he's like dropping down to get into his workout routine, like just as you show up, and then he gets up and dusts himself off, uh, and then he'll ask what you're doing here.
Are we able to speak to him outside of the cell or just through these bars?
Just through the bars.
Understood. How are
Quick
you faring, Valerian?
quick DM question real quick, Anthony. If I take the bag of holding into my ring, it doesn't like rip a hole in the astral plane, right?
No.
Okay. I'm
You
not
just
planning to stick Valerian into the bag and then go into the ring, by the way. That's not the plan. But I just
you
wanted to
just
make sure of that before later I accidentally do it and kill everyone or something.
That would be
you set
great,
off this
right?
arcane bomb in the middle of the dwarven capital. That
And
would be
then we go on
terrible.
an astral plane adventure.
I mean, in here it would do nothing. Your bag of holding doesn't work in here. But,
Does that
Ah,
mean everything spills out, or we just can't access anything inside it?
you just can't
That's-
access anything.
yeah, it's just a bag and
Gotcha.
the portal's missing.
Yep.
What happens if we put stuff in it now?
I don't
Val-
want to test that.
Me.
Valerian, how are you faring?
How long has it been since the? It's only been like a couple of minutes, right, in game time.
Yeah, it's been 5-10 minutes maybe.
So Valerian has cooled down a little bit, but he'll let out a string of curses that will impress a sailor. And basically, the gist of his point is, he can't believe they would ask this of him. There's no way that he'll join the Dwarven army. But if they'll, it's kind of the same thing that Ori was saying. Actually, is going through his mind. Like he's a man of his oaths, and if they will just make him say an oath to not share their secret, why should that not suffice?
Do you know much about me, Valerian?
No, he'll say sorrowfully.
We haven't traveled for very long, but in the short time we have been together, I do find you a very valuable member of our troop. I know it may be far fetched of me to ask, but I personally would like you to reconsider. With all of us having somewhat of shared visions, I believe it is our destiny to travel together, and I feel that you are very much a part of whatever that destiny brings us. I know your
I,
honor is very important to you.
he nods. Um, sorry, are you done? Or
No,
did
I
you
was
have
going
more?
to continue, but if you want to jump
Yeah,
in.
no, go ahead. He's just nodding and agreeing with you.
I know it is not an ideal decision to make, and it is a challenge from your point of view that you feel you are compromising your honor. You made an oath to us. I do not want to hold you to that if this is truly the decision you wish to be in a cell where your honor does nothing but keep you imprisoned. Though I agree with your stance, I believe destiny has better choice for you. I would, and I think I speak for all of us, hope that you reconsider. You are an additional strength to us that we would sorely be lacking. I don't know if this is enough to convince you, but I hope that it is. Your honor is impressive. I hope that you choose to see that a small compromise is well within your sense of honor. And then Ore's going to take just a brief moment and step back away and kind of look at the rest of the party.
You need to make a roll, according to Valerian.
I'll make a roll with my absolutely no
Is
charisma.
it is advantage persuasion?
It is advantage. Okay.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm going to say that your honor is impressive is definitely a quote from D&D Party Night 3 After Dark.
I wasn't aware of that. I got a whopping 11 on that persuasion roll with advantage.
Nice. Valerian will
Balance it
step
all.
up. Valerian will step up to the bars after this rousing speech, and he does actually agree with Ore as far as honor and destiny and the visions that we all share. And he'll turn to him and he'll say, Ore, I have great respect for you. Who would have known that robots, metal, could be so wise, have such feelings? I would not have thought this myself before we met, but you have shown me, my friend. And I would love nothing more than to come out of these bars and to defend all of you. But what they ask is a price too high. I came to you on orders from my commander in Ucha. I serve the people of Ucha. That is my heart and my soul. I will not betray my country. They ask me to become a traitor to my country and serve the dwarves first and foremost when they have lied to us. This is a forceful conscription, and I will not have it.
The dwarfs turn, look. Yeah, this is what we got. We've allowed you to
And
try. It is now time that you be on your way.
a
Please.
moment,
Inform
please.
my superiors in Ucha and my family.
You have his belongings, yes?
We have his belongings.
I require his identification tags, please. They need to be returned as is proper. You can check them, they will not be magical. And then I'm going to turn to Valerian and like hand to the chest, however that might be appropriate. I don't know what our cultural national symbol for like I'm proud is, but I'm doing that. And I'm going to say, you make me proud to be Utrin. And I am sorry that I must depart you in this way, but I understand. I will ensure that your story returns safely.
He'll return the salute, and with full confidence, you know, tell Mizeki, like, he'll raise his hands to the bars if the guards aren't going to freak out and, like, you know, do the Utra salute to Mizeki, like,
Yeah.
hold his upper arm type thing. And then he has full confidence at this point that someone in Utra is going to notice that he's gone. And so as long as you guys get the message to him, then he'll be fine. And he'll say, I can wait in a prison for a month or two. Ucha command will come for me, and I will find you, my friends. May Zukladon guide your swords in battle.
Ito sort of oddly smiles and simply says, well, we know that our destinies are linked. So we know that you won't be in prison long.
I'd like to turn to one of the guards and say, can he not make an oath? Maybe not to serve you, but clearly he's a man of honor. If he takes a solemn oath not to betray what he's learned, would that not be sufficient?
The issue comes down to authority. We don't believe
re-
that he would take an oath from us so seriously unless he was under our authority.
And I agree. He is a proud Utran. Why would he betray his oath to the people of Utra for yours?
He is also the most angry and outspoken of all of you.
Allowed.
Wait, are they having this conversation and Valerian just like chilling there, like 5 feet
Yeah,
away?
this is right in front of you.
Oh
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
Yeah,
they don't care.
We're just talking about you.
That's funny.
I mean, it is true though. Like,
I feel it's a waste of your time, your money, and your energy to gain the enmity of somebody.
What if he
who-
were to swear an oath to us?
You mean swearing on our lives as
yeah,
Stefan agreed for us?
I don't want that. Sorry. If that's the agreement we're going to try to make, I do not want that one.
I will
It is
take it.
unwise. He'll helpfully say from 5 feet away.
Wait, what about Valerian? Do you have a patron divine?
Yes.
Mhm.
Zuklodon, the god of war.
Okay. What about an oath to Zuklodon that he not share the information, or may Zuklodon strike him down?
The god
There you
of
go.
war.
I'm pretty sure that the divine of war has some overarching authority here. Does he not?
War is exactly what we are trying to avoid by keeping our secrets here.
With all due
Valerian is
respect, you're ticking off somebody who isn't that far down in the chain of command in another country. Do you really think it's wise to keep him imprisoned?
Valerian. Would you, without swearing to be a part of their military, but swear an oath that you would keep this a secret, do you believe you could keep this secret?
Yes. But I won't like it.
I'm sure you've had to do many things in your military career you don't like.
Indeed.
As a soldier, you are trying to protect life, yes?
Yes. He had to think about that one for a second.
Or I looks to the guard. You, as a soldier, are trying to protect your people from death, from war. Would an oath not to serve in your military, but an oath to keep the secret be enough?
So, Valerian, based on conversations that we've had, I need you to make a deception check.
Deceptione. That's a whopping 12.
All right.
I naturally passed that. I'm not very insightful.
I unfortunately don't think I have an inspiration. Otherwise, I would inspire it.
The guards look and they go, clearly, he is lying, trying to gain his freedom. He would run the moment we let him out to go and tell people what he should not, and bring war to us.
War is already here, fools.
You do not know what you talk of. At this point, I insist that all of you must leave now. He is a lost cause.
I'll walk out of the room.
Or I will look to Valerian.
But well, before I go, I take one of my sketches of Valerian in a proud stance, and I hand it to him, and then I walk out.
I'm gonna follow Alondiel, but I will bring up I do need the tags.
Or he's going to look to Valerian. May Thal grant you light in this dark place. I do pray that we will have the opportunity to meet again, as I do feel our fates are intertwined beyond this place. Until then, please stay safe, my friend. And then Ore is going to leave.
Thank you. You too, my friends. May you travel in safety.
The guards escort the rest of you out of the room. They go digging through Valerian's papers, pull out his identification, go over to Mizeki and say, "Who do we need to send these to? We will inform them that he has passed."
That would be Uther Command and a copy to our counselor.
We will make sure the information is received. There is one more thing before we let you go. You are very lucky to have known Sephin Grey, and he is very kind and very generous, and asked us to do something to make up for the inconvenience we have put you through, and for the loss of your friend. There is a great weaponsmith here in the High Throne of Bedrock. When you get to him, tell him the King's Guard has approved for you each to receive one of his fine weapons, and he will provide you with such.
It is greatly appreciated. And your secrets are safe with me.
We trust you greater than the others. Hopefully you will help us keep an eye on the rest.
I turn to the guard.
Racism thing go.
Just based on the conversations that you guys had in your interviews.
No, the co-racism thing.
I turn to the guard. Please, though he is brash, allow him some dignity and respect while he is here. At present, he is only here because of his honor. Be kind to him, please.
So, should we all make sure we're on the same page of how he died?
Why? He is lost. That's all you need to say.
Okay. If that's our story, that's sufficient.
It's not a story. It's just not the entirety.
I know. I just want to make sure we're all
I agree.
on the same page. Because again,
someone
we're
doesn't accidentally reveal
trying
a
to
deep racial secret.
prevent war and honor our oaths.
Also, if anyone else knows any secrets that they might be secrets, please don't tell us, or at least me. I would be appreciated. I shouldn't be in this room. I didn't know.
My apologies again.
The stress of the moment, I get it, but just let's establish that as kind of a group rule. Keep your secrets.
I did not understand the severity of that secret when I revealed it to Toreg. I just simply inquired if he was under the orders of his king. I did not believe it was a secret.
We need to get like Spycraft 101 for you, Ore. See if there's like a copy of something like that in the libraries.
I have read up on certain aspects of that. I do not believe I am designed that way.
Fair. Hard to disguise yourself as a horse, so we don't really do the same.
I'm not much for a sense of espionage or manipulation.
I think you could have it in you, Bruce. I believe. I would like to, by the way, mentally make note. I want to make a forgery copy of the tag document, just in case they don't send it. It won't be a perfect one, but it will be good enough, and then I can later let my counselor know that it's coming.
You would already have a good idea, given that you're also from Utra.
Yeah.
So you can use that as your baseline.
Cool. I just kind of wanted to make a mental note of that and mention it aloud so that I don't forget.
Right. Okay.
While waiting, I quickly use mending to connect the chain back to the astrolabe and then re-put it into the little saddle that's on my arm that holds it.
It has no effect because you guys have not fully left yet.
We're still in the.
Oh, I thought we went back to that room
No,
before.
we're still
Oh, gotcha.
in the.
Sorry.
Valerian, I know, but I have to lie while I'm here.
All right. So,
Of course.
you guys are taken out.
Wait, like shot in the back of the head?
Yes,
Out of the
absolutely.
room.
Out of the entire prison structure.
Right there in front of
Large-
Valerian.
Taken out
large
to the
boulder
back.
comes down and
into
rolls
Taken
over.
out to the back lawn.
into the city proper.
Yay! Is it a nice city?
It is a
Yeah.
very nice city. Again, as you get out into the open, then the expanse goes about 1,000 feet high, with various ramps leading up to several different levels within this city, with various stonework into the face of the rock itself, and some freestanding buildings, especially on the lowest level where you are brought out into. Oh, the King's Guard point you off in a direction towards the middle of the city, and tell you to find Jarsic Hammerhide for your weapon.
I hate this city. It's filled with bad people.
What was the name?
Jarsic Hammerhide.
I wonder what he does for a living.
Cooking.
He's a weaponsmith.
Oh,
You
yeah,
were, you were told that.
No, I'm saying that metagame.
He's just being snarky.
Sure, being snarky. Got to cover up the pain with humor anytime I can
Yeah.
here.
It's about emotions.
We did get whatever weapons we left in that room, though, right? Like
Yeah, we got all our stuff.
Gotcha. Just double checking. Yeah, and then that's when Ore is going to use mending to reconnect the chain to the astrolabe.
All right. Who are you trying to persuade there, Mazeki?
I'm just saying what would have happened if I'd rolled them.
Oh,
Not the one. Myself, probably.
got it.
Oh, I do want to check in with I have forgotten his name briefly. I feel dumb. I have that written down for a reason.
Who is it?
I would like to check in with my patron briefly. Make sure things are okay. The telephone is working, basically.
Yeah. The voice comes in and goes, "Well, you know good people, it turns out. You are quite lucky. I am glad that my ring fell into your hands."
How much of that did you catch? Were you able to see and witness things while we were inside the area?
No, but I have a connection directly into your mind that I can access when I want.
Don't like that, but fair enough.
Well, it's part of the deal.
Don't like
I just
a lot of
didn't
them.
tell you about it.
I figured. All
Don't
right.
worry. Once you set me free, you may keep the power, and I will not bother you again.
So now we go find Mr. Hammerhide, I guess.
Mhm.
Dude. That's so weird. We're like let out by like the secret police, and they're like, "Have a great day. Go visit the weaponsmith. Here's a coupon."
Yep. That's exactly how it went.
10% off weapons.
We show up. Hello, sir. We have a
Wait,
coupon from
which
the secret
10%?
police who don't exist. All right. So what? Where? I guess can we? Is it hard for us to navigate to Mr. Hammerhide's place? I assume things are relatively organized.
Things are relatively organized, and they did point you off in the direction of where you could find him, but they didn't give you any specific details.
Do we roughly know what time of day it is right now? Again, being underground, we're probably going to lose track of that very quickly.
You
Don't you
have
have
lost track
Druidcraft?
of that in the last several days.
Do you have Druidcraft? Now would be a great time to ask the sun what time it is.
Gosh, that would be a really good cantrip to have down here. I do not
Oh.
have it. But
Oh.
I'll get it back when we level. That's when I'm going to get
Okay.
it.
It's a great one. You can be like, "Here's the sun.
Yep.
It's raining."
Do 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 do.
All right, I guess we head down the road.
Okay.
And if we don't find what we're looking for, I feel like we're more likely to talk to a random citizen than a guard at this point.
Okay. So you continue walking in the direction that they pointed you off for a few minutes, and you watch as the buildings start to change from what you believe to be more government-related buildings into more shops. And you begin walking around looking through the various different shops. As you are going, you come across a merchant that is sitting at a stand. They don't seem to have a shop of their own. And he's calling out, Malco's fine wares, best artificer this side of steel. Come on, get your weapons. He has a little robot mastiff next to him as well. And you see working behind him, tinkering with another small robot. It almost looks like it's a tiny little drow itself, is a drow. And Malco calls you over. It's like, you look like you're in need of some fine weaponry. If I don't have it, I can make it. If I can't make it, I can find someone that can and get it for you at a great price. Come on over. What can Malco do for you?
We were directed this way to find Jarsik Hammerhide.
Jarsik Hammerhide, you don't want his stuff. My stuff's way better than him.
We have a coupon, but we would love to come back and see you after we've considered his prices with our coupon.
Uh-huh. What's your coupon? Let me see that.
I can't show you my coupon. It's a very special coupon, special orders, trade secrets sort of thing. You know the deal.
Ah. He turns to the ground and goes, Zerdig, you hear that? They say they got a coupon for stuff from Hammerhide.
More like a voucher, actually, but I like the word coupon. Fun to say.
Zerdig laughs.
Ore's kind of really observing his robotic mastiff, like really taking it in.
Malco looks at you and he goes, You, like the dog? This is my steel defender. Helps ward off those who try and steal from me. This is
Is it?
my apprentice, Zerdig. Zerdig, say
Wait, hold
hello
on.
to the fine folk.
Is it steel like steel take or steel like the metal, or is it both?
It's steel like the metal. And he
But he stops
knocks on
people.
it.
He defends you from stealing. Do you
Yes.
not? Is that not
Yes.
funny to anyone else? Look
It's
around.
actually quite good.
How good is the craftsmanship on his steel defender?
It is very great. So it's not like the quality that you're remembering from when you were initially created, and it doesn't measure up to your craftsmanship of your body, but it's really good. It's some of the finest you've ever seen.
While I'm looking at him and I'm kind of looking over it, Ore's a little impressed with him, and then I wild shape into a mastiff, so mechanical mastiff, mecha mastiff as well.
Yeah. So Malco the gnome, he just kind of looks up and down and he goes, "It's pretty good."
Zirdig is a little surprised, but he tries to play it cool. And after Malco told him to say hi to everybody, he puts his chin up and he looks your way and he goes, "This."
Cut out there.
That's all he says.
You cut out. I don't think anybody heard what
Cut
you
out.
said, Zerdig.
You just said is and then cut out immediately.
Oh. Anyway, he just puts his chin up and says that, like, "What's up?"
So, what can I buy for you? Or, sorry, what can you buy from me? What can I get for you? That's the proper terminology here.
Directions to the other guy, so we can check out our voucher, and then we will, with foreknowledge, come back to you so that we may experience better deals.
Zerdig, you want to make sure that they find the ancient anvil, okay?
Zirdig looks really confused. He's like,
Yep.
"Sure."
They want to go to Hammerhide instead of us. Maybe you can convince them along the way that that's not the right choice.
"Why'd you want to go to Hammerhide? We've got the finest weapons here."
That was the least convincing sales pitch I've ever received, but I'm ready for more. Take us forward, please.
Do you give out free samples?
He looks unsurely at Malco. "Do you have free samples?"
No, unfortunately not. But let me show you some cool things that I can do. And he pulls out a little coin and he flicks it around for a bit in his hand, mumbling some words. And then he flicks it over to Zerdig. Zerdig, as you're holding it in your hand, you hear voices beginning to speak out of it, which you recognize, of course, as Malco.
"But wait, there's more." Zerdig will pitch in. He takes a big old greatsword off of his back, fine craftsmanship, and hands it over. He holds it in one hand. It looks like it's super light, and then like whoever takes it, it's like pretty heavy. "We've also got thunder gauntlets, electro whips, anything you could imagine."
All sorts. Like I said, if we don't have it now, I can make it or get it for you.
Ito's eyebrows raise, and he just quickly asks, "So, this is an idea I've had for a while. Is it possible to make a book that can be used as a weapon? Preferably not while still in book form."
I mean, you throw anything hard enough, it can be a weapon.
Yeah, he looks at you kind of puzzled for a moment and goes, "You mean a book that can turn into something else?"
Yes, that would be ideal. I'm
Interesting.
likely going to ask Hammerhide for something similar, but, may as well check my options.
Hmm. I've never made such a thing, but it might be possible.
"Yeah, I could do it," Zerdig says.
Perfect. I will keep that in mind. I will still check whether Hammerhide can do this, because I would like to use the voucher if possible. However, I may use the voucher for something else and come back and buy this from you instead.
"All right, how about I come with you over to, what's his name? Hammerhide, and then we can come back here to Malco."
Cool.
He'll kind of like side
Sounds
whisper
like a
to you guys.
plan.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to talk over you. He'll like whisper to you guys out the side of his mouth, like, "I gotta get out of here. It's really freaking boring."
We'll take any assistance we can finding Hammerhand. Thank you.
All right. So Zerdig, having grown up in this area, you know your way around the city pretty well, and you know where to go find the ancient anvil where Hammerhide will be found.
All right, we're gonna go over there, and I'm assuming Hammerhide is a dwarf.
Hammerhide is indeed a dwarf.
Then Zerdig will lead everybody there, and he'll just kind of like walk in and just like push the door, and then he'll start speaking in Dwarven to Hammerhide and saying that he has new customers, which I think only Sadzi understands.
Does Zerdik have anything interesting in a backpack or other container?
He has a chain going into his pocket that is attached to his belt. If you're rifling through his stuff secretly, there is some interesting things you may find.
He can pull things out of his pockets. I'm trying to decide. Let me flip a coin. Yes. I will go through one of his pockets. Can you beat a 23 sleight of hand?
No, you find a pistol.
Awesome. Excellent.
The
I'm gonna
pistol is
put it-
attached to the chain.
Excellent. I'm going to put it back. I got a 27 to put it back. So
He has no
technically
clue.
you didn't notice.
He
Great.
noticed nothing.
Best use of Mage Hand Legerdman ever.
Personally, I'm just glad that you rolled high enough to not accidentally fire it.
That would be amazing. If I could fire guns with my Mage Hand, I would immediately get the feat to use guns.
Are guns common in this world? Common enough in this world that we would have been able to have seen them at some point?
Alondiel has seen them.
I've seen them.
And all of you probably saw the one the day that you
Pointed
were
at my face.
arrested.
Yeah.
But for the most part, that's probably all you've seen for most of you.
Gotcha.
They
Especially
exist, but they're not
So
super
evil
common
dwarvish
in
weapons.
this part of the world.
Basically, is right now we consider them evil dwarvish weapons used by the evil dwarvish people.
Currently, you've only
Not
seen it
all of
on
the
a
dwarves are
gnome and a drow.
Yeah, we didn't. The dwarvish people is
And
not
an elf.
their dwarves. It's those guys that were the secret police.
Yeah.
I don't know a good name for the underground secret police. I guess that's a good one. Cool. So they're speaking dwarvish. I don't know what's going on. This dude has a gun. I feel like I'm about to be in some sort of heist movie.
Zerdik takes the pistol up and says, "Reach for the sky." I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that.
All right. What does Mr. Hammerhide's stuff look like?
All
As
right.
we awkwardly wander in.
So as you come in to the ancient anvil there, you see that there is all sorts of weapons on the wall, all hung up very nicely there. And you see behind a counter, there is a doorway. And back behind, you can see that there is a dwarf who is got very dark skin in and is wearing very protective armor to protect from heat specifically. And you can see that he's there working on a forge as you come in. As Zerdig calls out, he begins to put the stuff down that he was working on. Turn comes out as he turns and begins removing his masks and things that are helping protect him from the heat. You can see that he has a very short beard for all of the dwarfs that you've ever seen, and it's beginning to gray. And he comes out, and in Dwarvis he goes, "Didn't expect you to be bringing us any business here, Zerdig. Malco couldn't make another sale?"
Zerdig just harumphs.
Well, I am the best for a reason. So, what can I do for
We
you
have
fine
a-
folk? And that shifts into common.
We have a voucher. Do we actually have a voucher, by the way? Or did they just tell us
No.
something?
He
Cool.
told you
I
to.
assumed.
Yeah, so he told
Go
you
ahead.
to say the King's Guard.
I assumed I've been lying about this the entire time because it fit.
Yeah,
So awesome. So I'm gonna say we have a voucher for some weapons, apparently.
he looks at you and he goes, a voucher.
Yeah. Let me get it real quick, and I'm gonna go over to Elendil's bag and reach in and ruffle around a bit and pull out one of the drawings,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna present it to him as though it's a voucher. I'm
So,
bored.
so you're ripping a drawing out of Alondiel's book?
No. I'm gonna open the book. And
Okay.
present it.
So you're gonna take Alondiel's book. Alondiel, do you keep your book in the bag of holding?
No,
No. Okay.
Oh, where's your book? I'm sorry.
not in my bag of holding. In my normal
Is it in a
bag.
pocket? Okay,
Yes,
well then I'll take it
yeah.
out of that bag. Can you beat a 12? Probably shit. You see me take it.
Yes, I do. I have a passive 16. I don't even have to try to look. What are you doing?
I wanted to show him the voucher.
Didn't he just say we were talking with some buddies, I don't know if our good friends, and they sent us here. I believe you've been informed and should be waiting of us. We're on Kingsguard business.
He goes,
We really should have got
Right.
it written down.
We
He
should
goes,
have gotten that written down.
all right, King's Guard said what exactly? And
You
That-
are going to
Zerdig,
give us a free weapon each.
Zerdig, this
Possibly
conversation's a
two.
bit alarming to you because people shouldn't know about the King's Guard, especially outsiders like this.
That's what I figured. We're like MI7 sent us, and they said we should get
Yeah.
free guns.
He's just gonna like cough and look at this dwarf and be like, "What?" Raise his eyebrow.
So he goes, they let me know that someone might be coming by unexpected.
They just sent a dude like running over
That's
here, or are
us.
they using magic to transmit information?
They let me know with magic. So they told me it would be unexpected, the people that would come. Yes, you are very unexpected to know what you know. So, who is getting this weapon? Fine
Is it only
dwarven
one?
craftsmanship.
I thought it was one each. Is it only one?
He goes,
Look at the rest of the group. Does anyone remember?
I thought it said all of us.
I thought he said all of us as well.
I'm pretty sure it was all of us. It might have been two even, but I think it was just one. They don't seem like the sort to splash out.
I will reach out to them. Give me a moment.
Ori
And
is still a mastiff at this time, by the way.
he steps back into the back room. A couple of minutes later, he comes out and he goes, so, yes, they confirmed one each. And apparently you know somebody very high up. So,
He's not that tall. He's like, tall.
he laughs. He goes, nice. I like it. So, who first?
Ito? Might be good for you to have something to
Hi.
hold on to,
Yes.
so you don't try and crush anything.
Yes, I do have an idea. It's a bit unorthodox. Would it be possible to make something that is not a weapon, or at least not evidently a weapon, that turns into a weapon, preferably with the ability to turn back as well? A book would be preferred, though I realize that might be a bit difficult.
Like a book sword?
Like a book
Yes,
that like has a
preferably a
knife in the
spear, but
spine.
a
You
sword
take the
works.
spine out, and it's a dagger.
That could be an idea, I
Book dagger
suppose.
does sound
Or
pretty
just have the
cool.
covers, like, you know,
Yeah, you could just put a book.
reach and there's like some little slots and you pull out daggers, like, or throwing knives.
Do you make
Yes,
book daggers?
any
Is that a thing?
any of these ideas.
So you want something that does not appear as a weapon, that can become a weapon.
Belt whip. Belt whip is always good. It's a belt, but it's a whip.
Let me see what I can come up with, and then confirm with them if they are willing to pay the price for such a thing. That seems perhaps out of the budget they were intending, but I could come up with such a weapon.
I mean, they didn't mention a budget.
To you,
They
Touche.
didn't mention a lot of things
Well,
to us,
perhaps
to be
remind
fair.
them that they didn't mention a budget to us.
so they are still the ones paying for this, and I will not go over a budget. So I will see what I can come up with and let you know. You may want to think of something else just in case. So who next?
They mentioned you do weapons and armor,
I am mostly a weaponsmith.
mostly weapon.
I dabble in armor, but I am not the best at it.
What kind of short swords you got that meet that budget?
I have various sorts. Is there a specific damage type that you wish to do with it instead of the typical piercing?
No, I'm a fan of the. That's a good question. Let me think about that. What one has the most pizzazz? What types can you do?
The most common that we get is for it to be fire, but I can make that do any of your basic types. So I could make it cold instead if you would prefer, or I could have it be made of lightning. Those
Oh,
are
the
the easiest ones for me to do.
lightning sounds awesome.
Okay. Very well, I can do that. That will be well within the budget. Alondale, you can go ahead and add. It's gonna be just the flame tongue sword, but just customize the damage type.
Flavor it to damage to lightning. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So
Lightning tongue doesn't sound quite as fantasy epic, I guess.
right.
Fork lightning does, though.
Okay.
Question. Is it possible to get like a +1 focus instead for those of us who don't actually use weapons?
Focuses are weapons of a sort. Yes.
Awesome.
Is there a specific type of focus that you use?
A rod would be nice.
A rod?
Something
Yes.
perhaps pact related.
Yes, I could indeed make you a rod. Yeah, so you can go ahead and give yourself a +1 rod of the Pact Keeper.
Woo! What's the one for arcane?
The one for
Sods.
arcane.
Yeah. The Sadzi focus. I can never remember the one the first one first.
Yeah, the arcane
Wand of the War
one is
Mage.
the Wand of the War Mage.
Though sorcerers get some specific ones now.
Yeah, they have the Bloodwell vial now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bloodwell Vial and Feywild Shard, I believe, that gives you wild magic even as a non-wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. That's weird
I
shit.
feel like the
The
Bloodwell
Bloodwell
vial
vial
fits,
fits
yeah,
Sadzi.
Sadzi so well.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So it's a vial that you put a few of your drops of your blood into it, and then it gives you some benefits from it. You get to use it as
It
your
does have to be
spellcasting
your
focus. Yeah.
It can't be someone else's blood.
Yeah.
When Mazeki brings up looking for focuses, I shift back into regular Ore out of the Mastiff shape.
Okay.
He's like, ooh, I'm interested now.
All right. Yeah. So do you want to go with the Bloodwell vial, Sadzi?
Yes, but can it be pretty?
I mean, it's just a vial that you put some drops of your blood into. You can
Well, I mean,
decorate it yourself, but it's
it.
literally just a vial that's got some magic
Okay.
in it.
We can get
Well, I
Ellendale to
mean, can
draw on
we
it.
like make it a cool little holder or something so that it, like I can wear it as a pendant or something like that?
Oh yeah, sure. I can make it. Do you want to wear
That
it as a pendant, or we
Yeah.
that would
can attach it to a belt?
make it a pendant because I can always, wrap a necklace around my belt if necessary.
Okay.
Just make sure it's well protected.
All right. Yeah. So you can go ahead and give yourself a +1 Bloodwell vial.
All I can think of is build a focus.
Ooh,
Like build a bear.
I didn't know focuses were an option.
Oh,
Can
you
he?
should get the amulet of devout, dude.
I have one. Can I have him
Ah,
upgrade it to a +2 instead?
that's not equivalent. 2 commons is not the same as or 2 uncommons is not the same as 1 rare.
It's okay. Lightning sword's awesome.
Yep. Okay. So Ore, I guess that leaves you.
Yeah, I am not much of a weapon wielder either, so I'm trying to think. Once it was brought up as possible focuses. What would you have that would be able to aid a druid who does not use much in the way of weapons?
Moonsicle. +1.
Yeah. So yeah.
When you cast a spell that restores hit points, you can add a d4 to the number of hit points. You just always get to add a d4 to the hit point restoration if you're holding it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go with that. I don't know what the druid equivalent of these focuses is as far as
That's
like
the
a
moonsicle.
+1.
Yeah.
Is it just the
Yep.
moonsicle? Okay.
The +1 moonsicle is the equivalent.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a search for focuses, and the only thing that's coming up in my search is these dragon touch focuses, but I don't know.
It's
if
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
because
weapon.
it's the search is by name, not by type
Yeah.
and things like that.
Right,
So
gotcha. I get
This
you.
is one of those cases where the D&D website is garbage at searching for these things.
yeah, like
And other
it should
tools
have
are much
things as tags that you can search for as the tags.
Yes.
Right.
So,
Which
but
is what
But
they're
no.
yeah,
So
just how
what
I've
is
been finding things by selecting uncommon and then the class requirements.
right.
so this is what was the name of the sickle again that you were
It's
talking
called
about?
It's a
moonsicle.
moonsicle.
+1 moonsicle.
Oh, just a moonsicle. Gotcha.
Yep.
Oh, yours is a weapon.
Yeah,
That's
his is
cool.
also a sickle, literally.
Yeah.
Yep.
You will have to make sure you attune to it as well, because you have to equip it and then click attunement and attune, in
Yeah.
case anyone hasn't.
And it's just the +1 that I'm getting on this?
Yep. Just a +1.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because if you get a +2, then Ellendale will need a +2, and it's way more expensive, and everyone will be upset.
No,
Zurich walks
that's
up
fine.
and is like, "I'll get a +1 greatsword."
So
Yeah, he needs a +1 greatsword.
is that what
I'll sure.
do I need
switch
to
lie about
is
that?
the greatsword?
No, I was gonna give Zerdig one.
Oh no, he knows Zerdig
But
and knows that Zerdig is not part of this
27.
group.
Oh, darn.
Zurik's just trying to act like he is.
Yeah.
And Mizeki's all for people getting free stuff from the evil Overlord Secret Police people.
Okay.
Why is all my stuff unequipped?
Because
Oh,
we
right,
were in
'cause I was
prison and didn't
naked.
have it?
Yeah, no, because I was naked. I specifically got rid of all of my stuff when I went inside.
Okay.
Yep.
So Ito, I have designed a magic weapon in the past that fits what you're going for. But I don't think cost-wise with what it actually does fits in this. So if you come back later, you can definitely buy this.
Sounds good.
But yeah, it's a fun item. I'll have to go dig up all of my stats on it. So
Cool. Yeah, basically, I was kind of just looking for. There's the Veteran's Cane, except replace cane with book, and remove the line about it ceases to be magical once you use the command word, because
You
that's a
want
stupid line.
the scholar's gonna cut a bitch. Magical.
yeah,
Precisely.
right.
You pull a sword out of your book.
Yeah. So for something that just shifts back and forth like that, yeah, I could have that. I could do that. It wouldn't be a +1 or anything. The one that I designed is. It does more than just transform back and forth. So. So yeah, you can go ahead and take that.
Cool. It's a book that turns into a spear. Very safe.
Yep. I mean, it's still magical, so people that are detecting magic would still take it from you.
Can you imagine the throwing properties? How much of a pain that would be? You throw it as a book and then speak the command words. It turns into a spear.
And then lightning comes out of it, and it turns back into a book.
Specifically, though, you have to grasp it and speak the command word. So if you throw it, it's
Grasp
just a
the
book.
Yeah, obviously you'd want to do that first anyway, so you could actually throw it like a normal spear instead
Right.
of this weird shape-shifting projectile.
Okay. And he'll look over at Zerdig and go, "Tell Malka we got another sale. And maybe he should just come back and work for me again."
Seriously, would just shake his head and leave.
He's a great craftsman,
I
not just much of a salesman.
He says a curse word to him in Dwarvish as he leaves.
I'd like to point
Well
out this
then.
was less of a sale and more of the secret police that we're not supposed to know about supporting there. So
I thank him for the items, and I say that may Burdak Battlebelt keep your forges hot and your irons glowing, and bless your forge.
oh no, he's a follower of the stone god. He kills you.
He's a magic weaponsmith. He's got to be a follower of the god of the forge.
What his dad wanted him to be.
Yeah. He thanks you as you leave. So, you are now out in the city open with a drow who you
Yeah,
don't know.
Zerdig's waiting outside when you guys get out there. And he's got his little robot drow.
Where is the place to get the best view of the whole city?
So that is going to be up nearly on the highest level. Well, it gives you a view down into the entire area. There's not a great area to get a view of the entire city because of the different levels, but you can get up and see a lot of it from way up high.
Okay. I just want to. I ask Zerdig. I'm like, what are some of the places that you think are like places that anybody visiting here should see and would love to have a copy in their memory forever of?
Also, good food.
He takes the questions one at a time. He looks up to Elendil, and at first he's like, "I've never seen an elf like you before." Oh, the main gates, the palace. Um, there's a amazing underground waterfall just outside of the city.
Ooh, that
Ooh.
one sounds nice.
Those three.
I don't think
Food.
we're probably allowed to look at the palace realistically right now.
Did they tell you you can't?
No, they said not to talk about it.
Specifically. Like we've just been freed and we walk back over. Hey, we just wanted to draw this.
Secrets are great fun. Secrets you share with no one.
How well lit is this cavern that the city is in?
So it is not lit at all. So those of you that don't have dark vision
Oh shit, it's dark as
Oh,
hell.
do I need
are
dance? I get dancing lights going
are
for you.
relying on light sources.
Yeah, we haven't leveled up yet. I can't see in the dark.
I
Till we
turn to
level up
this
one more time.
I turn to this drow that's kind of following us and temporarily. Do you know if it is day or night? We seem to have lost track of the time currently.
Those concepts are a little bit foreign to him because he has never left the Underdark.
Yeah.
And so he references the time of day to you, but he has no clue like he knows the words day and night, but it's like academic. He's never seen the sun.
Yeah, you would probably refer to this as mid business hours.
That's what he says. It's mid business hours.
I see.
That's
Thank
basically
you.
like middle of the day, mid afternoon.
That's what I'm thinking too.
You don't know. They could operate on a night schedule.
Yeah.
Or
It could be a swing shift.
or their business hours could be broken up over several parts of the day.
That
It's
would be very dwarvish.
it's
of them.
mid first more. It's
Yeah.
mid first business hours.
It's
Not
first
to be
business
confused
hours,
with
second morning,
business hours.
Yep.
third business hours is right out.
As a perpetual insomniac and night owl, part of me would love to see that it's a night shift sort of business hours.
This is why one of you should have taken the keen mind feat when you got your feat at level 4.
Or he could have
Well.
just had his druid spell.
Yeah,
Keep the sun.
it's something that I kind of convinced myself I didn't necessarily need, but I keep finding reasons to need it, and it's like,
As
well,
soon as
next
you
time I
swapped it out,
level.
we're like,
Yep.
hey man, what time is it? And you're like, I literally can't tell you.
Looks night to me, but I don't see the stars.
Oh man, if the city's all dark, then I'm gonna have a hard time getting a good view of anything to draw.
Well,
Do you say that to
Dang.
the party?
Yes.
I mean,
spread
there
out
has to be.
the dancing lights, can't you, a little bit? No, they
Yeah,
can only
but
go
I
like
mean,
30 feet from each other.
I mean, there has to be at least ambient light sources because dark vision doesn't help you see in pitch blackness. So
It does,
there
but
has to
everything's
be.
in black and white,
Yeah.
so
With
it's horrible.
with my crazy dark vision, I can get a little bit more of a better lay of the land. Can I see where a really good view would be?
A view of what?
I just kind of like looking around with the 300 feet of dark vision that I have. Can I kind of see where a good lookout perch would be from our current position?
are you trying to find a place to help me draw a good picture?
That's what I was looking to do.
Aw.
All right. So looking around with what you can see, going up is going to give you the best view of the city as a whole. But you could always just wander around the city until you find a good place of something to draw.
If you wait here one moment, I want to just check on something. And I'm going to go run up and try and see if I can get a better view myself. And if it looks like it's a pretty good view with my level of dark vision, I'm going to return and grant it to everybody, and then tell Alandiel to go up there and look from that spot.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception check. We'll see what you think of the view.
That's a big old fat natural one.
You don't like the view, and you're not sure if that's just because you're not used to looking at rocks and structures like this. You're much more used to, being outside where you can see the sky and you can see how everything contrasts against each other. Whereas here, things do kind of tend to blend into each other. And if you're not paying enough attention, you don't notice all of the beauty, which is
I
what
I
you're
feel
seeing.
like Ori's just like aggressively pointing at the area, and he's like, "There aren't even any trees."
No, like from Ore's perspective, because of looking at Alandiel's work, thinking of like a really good building, like good dwarven architecture, something that I can kind of get into
Mhm.
that perspective, that view, where if I'm going to grant him an hour of my level of dark vision, I want to find something good for him beforehand. So if I getting up there and I'm just kind of seeing like, it's not quite the city view that I'm looking for, I'll hang on to it until we kind of wander around and find something a little better. Maybe even like a street view angled up on some of the better architecture.
All right.
Mizeki will point out you could draw a square building and then just repeat it a bunch, and you would get the right answer. It's just several hundred squares stacked on top of each other in a dark cave. He assumes he can't actually see anything beyond the torchlight, so
So you said Zerdig's a drow?
Yes, Zerdik is a drow.
Is he a
Ah.
very small drow? Did I get that right?
No, he has a
He has
mechanical
a smaller drow. Okay.
that is a smaller drow. It's not like gnome small. It's about like dwarfs small.
Weird.
So
I ask him. I'd say like, I have not encountered many of my elven kin of your kind. I'd be quite interested in sampling your culinary delights here.
Zirdig will point out many of the of establishments here all serve Underdark food. There's a few places that serve a semblance of top world food, but you are 4 days into the Underdark, so you're not going to get a lot of fresh top world food around here.
So I want Underdark food.
He kind of like gives you the side eye. All right.
What makes Underdark food Underdark? Is it all mushrooms? It's all mushrooms, isn't it?
Mushrooms, bug, delicious. Love it.
All right. Let's see.
Fish that have that have transparent scales. Deep
Lizards.
lakes.
Yeah. So he'll take you to a fine establishment.
I will not eat spiders. I want to.
You do have to
clear that.
remember, so for Zirdig's like description, he's like almost 6 feet tall, not quite. He's got like the pale purplish skin of a drow and the typical white, like silver white hair. But for a drow, he is definitely like barely an adult. So he's bringing you. He's got like spiky hair, and all that.
Taking us to the Taco Bell equivalent.
Exactly. So he's taking you to fancy food for him, which is like Applebee's.
Nice. We're gonna hit up the Applebee's.
yeah, and the restaurant he
It's the
takes you to
winter.
is called the Mountain Blend.
Is that a Mountain Dew reference?
Sure. it's the fact that you're under the mountain and they're blending together all of their.
Fair.
He walks in and he's clearly a regular here, and he kind of goes down to sit by a table of other ragamuffins, which you deduce are probably his friends, but he's like super cool because he's with you foreign people. And so he sits down and he calls for a waiter in Dwarvish.
Does this establishment have any torchlights, or is it dark as well?
So it is fairly dark. There is some light in here, but not much.
Okay.
Where the
Well, as long as
apples walking
Mazeki
in
can
with a
see, like
torch.
I offer to keep dancing like it's going if it's too dark. But
I have
these
zero
people...
problems inconveniencing these people for my own benefit.
Yeah, so I'll keep dancing lights going as we come in. Hopefully not too bright for anybody.
All right. Okay. So what are
It's very
you
obvious where we are in the city, I guess.
Where are you looking to get here from your food?
I asked Zerdik what his favorite thing is, and I'll order that.
I want something that is hearty, like that'll keep you going through the day.
Okay.
As long as it's not spiders.
They will make you a hearty lizard stew.
Nice. Lizard stew.
When Alondale asks Zerdig what his favorite is, and then he hears lizard stew, he's just gonna do the typical like teenager thing, like that one, lizard stew, great.
What's your favorite? I have literally never eaten in my life.
What's your favorite food? Food.
When he says the lizard stew, I'll order the lizard stew.
Now I don't want the lizard stew. If that's what Elondale's gonna have. What else do we have?
So they specialize mostly in various mushrooms and things like that, but there are a few plants that they have gotten accustomed to growing under the mountains, and but there's not a whole lot of variety.
Ito's gonna find any menu item that has spiders, simply because Mizeki evidently isn't going to be bothered by him choosing that.
Okay.
I apologize if I missed it before. Did we get Zerdig's name?
You
I think though we
may
heard
have
it
gotten
by
it
accident.
indirectly, because you heard it. So Malco said, "Zerdig, say hi."
Yeah, he
Right.
said it like a
Right,
few
gotcha.
times.
Which, to
but
be honest, for all of us that don't speak Dwarvish, may just be a Dwarvish word for like customer
servant.
man. Yeah, servant or like we don't know.
It's like
True.
a really demeaning word in Dwarvish, which makes
Yeah.
sense given what we know of the dwarves so far.
Yeah.
Although Malco was speaking in common,
Yeah.
and the
And
other dude said hi to Zerdig too, but that was in Dwarvish, so I guess only Sans heard that.
Yeah, again, like we don't know. It might be his name. It might be the word for asshole.
Well, he hasn't corrected me when I've called him it, so
Yeah, he's being polite. I will take some sort of like roasted mushrooms and be happy.
okay.
I will steal part of Ito's spider.
Okay. What part?
Probably one of the legs. They
The
seem like they're
spider part.
good.
Okay.
the thorax.
That's a
I'll
big
go for
part,
anything
dude.
that looks like it might be meat.
That's going to
Well,
be anything
mushroom.
with the lizards in it. That is
Can
the
I
most common meat that you'll find down here. But yeah,
can I get like some roasted lizard, grilled lizard, something like that?
yeah, you don't want it raw.
Well, lightly seared would be nice, but you know the tails are quite lovely. They go down like kind of like spaghetti.
All right, yeah. So they'll bring you out some slightly charred lizard. All right.
Yummy.
Anything else you guys are looking to order here? Zerdik, remember you're supposed to bring them back to Malco. That's what he asked. But, do as you wish.
I do
True.
want to ask Zerdig about that. Like, what's the deal? Are you like an apprentice? Are you a servant? What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Zerdig. I'm Malco's apprentice. He's one of the best artificers under the best artificer under the mountain.
What is an artificer?
We make the art of fists. He laughs. We make various weapons and armors. You can tell he's got a couple knickknacks. He pulls out what's basically a lighter, and is like fire, and shows you stuff like this.
I believe I was created via the art of artifice.
Is it the art of artifice? Isn't that?
Kind of redundant, yeah.
Is it just the artifice? What is the? Is that a gun? What is that? Crossbow? I don't know. The thing you have in your pocket that's attached to the chain.
He looks a little alarmed because he didn't know that you saw this, and he'll eye you suspiciously. He'll say, "None of your business.
Well,
It's a
is it
trade
really?
secret."
What do I need to trade you to learn the secret?
Let's go talk to Malco. He can explain it better than me.
Do you like rock candy? Gem candy? It has a bunch of names.
Yes, it's quite delicious.
I will trade you 3 gem candies if Malco won't kill you for telling me the secret.
Malcolm won't kill
He
you for telling the secret.
he doesn't understand what you're saying. Like he thinks that you're asking for like the secret of gunpowder.
I mean, I guess indirectly I am, but that's not my intent. I just want to know what the thing is.
So
Is it
he'll
tube in his pants? What does it do?
he'll think it over a little bit, and he is really trying to impress you guys because like he thinks you're pretty cool.
I am
So
pretty cool.
he reaches in his pocket and he puts it on the table, and
Oh, you've got one of those?
yeah, he takes all the bullets out. He's like, "We call this a firearm. It's like a really powerful crossbow in your pocket."
Yeah, it puts big holes in people.
Yeah.
Huh.
Judging by the size of those, I would assume it would put little holes in people.
Well, I mean, it looks little when it comes in, but the back, oh man, it's
Does
messy.
it like makes the explosion sign with his hand? Do they explode? Is it like a fireball kind of thing?
Yes. It's like a, but only
Is
for one person.
Is it dangerous that you've put them on the table now?
No. He holds up one of the bullets, and I guess there probably is still gunpowder in it because it's an old timey gun. But anyway, he pulls up the bullet and he's like, "This is the part that kills you." It's like a crossbow with no bolts. He further elaborates.
Or with very tiny bolts?
Yeah, because those are bolts, basically, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Essentially, yeah.
he meant to say, Mizeki asked if it's dangerous, it's on the table, so he meant to say that it's like a crossbow without bolts right now.
Oh,
Like it's not going to shoot you. Yeah.
I mean, my experience in Ironhorn is a crossbow with a bolt building yours.
Our time at sea on the boats, did they have cannons?
The boats that you were on, no. You
Okay,
you were very much on, like, essentially cruise ships.
right.
And the cruise ships don't have cannons.
Well, no, I was just wondering if, because the time and place, if cannons were common on
Yeah.
boats.
Well, and that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Cruise ships
I'm
should
just
have
trying to think if I can make a canon analogy for Ore, if he's ever seen or been exposed to cannons or black powder or anything along those lines, to try and just deduce how this thing works.
Nope. So you wouldn't have seen anything with any of the boats that you were on.
Yeah, I think firearms are a very like guarded and protected secret at this point. They're not like, not everybody knows about them.
In this area of the world. So
They're loud, and then people fall.
Zerdig is really getting a kick out of explaining this to you. You can tell that he's just like really enjoying it, and he feels like super full of himself.
I mean, I feel content with my information I've learned. I will give him 2 pieces of gem candy.
Hey, you said 3.
I'll give you the third back when you prove to me that he's not going to kill you.
All right. And then he'll basically ask when we want to go back to Malco's because he's been told to bring you guys back there.
I mean,
When
I
I'm
guess
done with
we'll go
my
back.
stew.
Yeah. Well, we're not in a huge rush, are we? We literally don't know what our timeline is anymore. Like, we were in jail for a day or 2, right? Including travel.
including travel, then 2 days.
We're kind of playing
Okay.
it by ear at this point. When we get tired,
So we
we'll stop.
basically have lost a day, but not really much more. Because, like, we would have still had to travel here regardless.
Right.
Okay, so we're okay.
Zerdig, what other types of wares does your shop produce aside from just weapons?
Mechanical knickknacks, some armors. We've got some things. He points to some goggles on his head. Some inventions. These help me if I ever go above the surface so I won't be blinded by the fiery ball in the sky.
That is a star. We refer to it as the sun. Actually, do we refer to the sun as the sun in this world?
Yeah.
I stand by my statement then.
Ore certainly does.
So yeah, he just says it like that. So they have like various, mechanical knickknacks and then weapons and armors.
Interesting. I'm excited to see the shop.
Yeah, well, I don't have anything further once Elendil's done eating.
While we're all eating, Ore is going to bring up, should we, given recent developments, stay for the evening and then find a guide to continue on our route to Harrington?
Sounds probably the safest way than trying to navigate ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, as long as
This
they won't like sell us out to somebody again.
Cyrodiil gets real close to the table, all conspiratorial like, and drops his head, and he's like, "How much you paying those guides?"
Their prices were high, but we did not get the full range of service that we were originally agreed upon, though we did make it to this town. Um, I believe to get to Harrington from here was another 130 gold, which was fairly steep, but I wonder if that is a standard.
I can be your guide for 100. I know the way.
Insight check.
While you do your insight check, he would continue. And I've recently had my naming day. I'm a real drow now, and I'm ready to make a name for myself.
I don't even need insight. I don't care if we or take this child off on an adventure and potentially ruin his life. It sounds like fun, and I would have done the same thing at his age.
So I got an 18. How trustworthy are you as a guide?
Zirdig actually knows the way pretty well. He, um, this is a little meta. He's never actually like gone all the way out and to Harrington, but he knows like the Underdark areas very well. He's grown up here his whole life, and even though he's like, barely an adult for a drow, he's still 99 years old. So he's been here for a while.
So basically, he's really bored and he wants to go.
I'll turn to the
Exactly.
party. I'll turn to the party. It seems like a good deal. He seems like he may know the way.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, this isn't gonna get your boss after us, right?
No, no. The crowning achievement of any achievement in any drow is to go on to prove oneself.
How often do you get to the outside world from under the mountain?
Never.
Oh,
Oh, you're in for a treat.
I thought you wore those glasses specifically to go outside.
In case I go outside, which I very much would love to do, and come back a hero of my people. You can tell that he's like very enthusiastic and still like very, like green behind the ears type thing. He's read a lot about, he has clearly read a lot about like adventure and people like yourselves, adventurers. And so he's very eager to go and try his hand at that. But you can tell he's a little, no, a lot naive.
How old is he?
Ha-
He's 99.
Oh,
99.
He just
just
had his
not too much older
naming
than
day.
He's a
Yeah.
baby. You're a baby too, but you draw, so we don't care.
him.
How
I'm
do you feel
110.
about being put in jail? That might be relevant at some point. It shouldn't be, but just in case, good to know.
He plays it off all cool like jail. But pretty much your basic insight check would be like he's just trying to play tough. He's never been in jail.
At this point, whatever is what he's going to say to the rest of the group. We need a guide. We need a guide. Um, guns sound like a great way to give away our location, but otherwise, I don't have any concerns.
Oh, don't worry. I prefer the sword. And he pats the giant sword on his back.
I mean,
Cool,
and
Sword's
also,
also a gun.
Let's go talk to his boss so he doesn't think that he's been kidnapped. And
That
then head out
probably
next
be a good
business
idea.
hours.
also, I believe that anyone following us is not expecting any of us to have guns.
Wait,
I
people
mean,
are following us?
of course, they're following us.
I think
We
that's
had a
an
very
if.
long talk about this.
Well, I know. I mean, besides the dwarves.
If it's not, there's no way that's the only one following us.
With my previous insight check of 18, could I tell if Zerdig is kind of on the take to follow us? Like, does it feel like this might be a setup for having somebody follow us to kind of pick up on if we spill the secrets?
I would say Definitely not. You definitely have no. He would be the worst spy ever, or the best, I guess. But you would definitely think that he's not a spy.
So with that 18, it doesn't feel like you're even remotely capable of being inside that kind
No.
of conspiracy. Gotcha.
Nope.
He was surprised when you guys mentioned the King's Guard. So
It is a good rate. I'm okay with this. Would you by chance happen to know a decent inn for the evening?
Come and stay at my house. Well, Malco's house.
Sure. That
Was
Mizeki's
Malco
all
a
in because
dwarf?
that seems
I don't
entirely
remember.
normal to him.
Malco is a gnome.
Malco's a gnome.
No. Okay.
Going to stay at someone's house seems entirely
How are
normal to Mizeki.
the beds sized? Just out of curiosity.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, there's an inn down here. He'll lead you to the actual inn. It's a gnome-sized house, and his one normal drow-sized bed takes up a big old section of the house.
Mizeki will take up the other section. Everyone else has to sleep outside.
All right.
So Insanity can tell us where the inn is that Zerdig completely knows about.
Yeah. So he'll lead you to the Square Dwarf.
Here's a question: are there any like brothels or whatever? I don't want to go to one, but you can tell a lot about their people based on what services they have available.
Do you ask?
Sure.
Who do you ask? Do you just ask Zerdig?
We'll ask Zerdig, our doesn't know things guy.
Zerdig
That's
says he
confused
has
by
no
travel.
clue. What are you talking about? And
Of
then we'll make a
course not.
deception check.
Zerdig's never been to one in his life.
I got a 21.
My deception checker just froze. So just a second.
Deception checker's busted.
That's a really good insight, though, Mizeki. I'm sure you're gonna beat it.
Yeah, I got a 21. So
Yeah, unless I get a nat 20, I can't beat that. So
But you could. Well,
I've made tougher rolls.
well, it's
I got a 19, so it's a 20 flat.
okay. Yep. So you know that he's lying about that.
okay. I mean, I don't want to go to one or anything. I'm just trying to get a sense of the dwarves as a people, because so far my only interactions with them have been the horrible secret police that have me convinced they want to start a war,
Well,
and then the
aside
two
from
shopkeepers.
They
and
wanted
the
to prevent
month
a
that you
war
traveled with
in
them.
the time with Sephin.
Well, yeah, but those I don't consider the druid dwarves to be the same as the rest of the dwarves population, because they're clearly very different. Those people, they seemed relatively nice and welcoming, even if a bit closed off sometimes. My other interactions so far have been these dudes are willing to just kill people because of a secret that doesn't, like, how many people have they killed? How many people are in that jail?
Hey, how many people did we see in that jail aside from Ash or Noah? Noah, his name was Noah.
Noah was the only other person you saw inside that jail.
Oh, even like coming in and out, passing other cells, we didn't notice anybody else in there.
There are other people in the upper levels of the jail, but you got a very distinct impression, Shin, that you were taken to a very special part of the jail.
Ah, the special hell. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least we know a guy.
Thank God we knew a guy.
Yeah. I don't know
Sadzi
if
was
we should
making a
talk about-
joke.
Yeah.
So Mizeki would get it out of Zerdig, have to remember his name, where the red light district is, but he still wouldn't admit that he knows anything about it. But
I mean, that's
Mizeki
fine.
knows.
I
Mizeki
just
knows
want
he
to know
knows.
knowing it exists is enough. They might be people after. So we go to that inn, the Square Dwarf.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Is
are we
that
going to
like a joke?
Malco's? He was trying to
No,
get you guys to go to Malco's
Oh,
before bed.
we cannot go to a single objective place. We're still trying to get to that one shop in that first city we went to that we never made it to.
Zerdig is gonna try and corral you a little more, at least to be like, "Hi, Malco. Bye, Malco. Oh, by the way, I'm leaving forever. See ya."
Cool. Yes.
That's fine.
Ore does want to check out their shop since it is Artificers.
And we definitely want to make sure Malco knows we're not kidnapping this kid. And by kid, I mean almost 100-year-old elf.
All right.
Man, I sent that kid to lead those people over to the other store, and he never came back. It's been 5 years.
I wonder what happened to him.
He's in jail.
All right. So it's not much of a shop. Shop is a strong word. It is a table that Malco is set up on, and he's calling over to people to try and, sell them at it. And he's not the best at it, but the items that he does have available, they seem pretty good quality.
So it's like the mid-mall kiosk, little phone stand.
But he
That's a
sells good
generous
stuff.
word for it too. It's like somebody decided they wanted to set up shop, and so they pulled a table from home and just kind of put it in the hallway.
I get you.
So
So more like a Girl Scout cookie booth is really what we're going at.
yes, exactly. That's a perfect one because he's aggressively trying to sell you something that you don't want, but you're gonna buy
Hey,
it
Girl Scout
anyways
cookies are
because it's delicious.
Now I want Thin Mints.
There's supposed to be a gluten-free one I keep meaning to try.
There is, and it's delicious. It's very good.
Ooh,
All
good to know.
right. So as you return, Malco goes. So took you a while to get to Hammerhide. I'm hoping that you convince them that they should shop here instead. And he looks at Zerdig with a
Of course
hopeful
I did.
expression. Good,
Yeah.
good. What can I get for you then? I'm sure Zerdig has told you all about our offerings.
Mm-hmm.
A little, and I
What
look
does
at the
he
table to see
actually
what he
have
had.
on
Yeah.
display? Yeah.
So on display, he has just a few weapons. There's a dagger, there is a spear, and he's got a shield. That's what is currently on display.
Tell me about this shield.
So looking at the front of the shield, there is a face which looks a lot like Malco's face, and he goes, "Watch," and he grabs the shield, and the face changes from just kind of the neutral face into a happy face.
Whoa.
And then a little bit goes by and he changes it, and then it looks like an angry face. And then a little bit goes by and he changes it and it looks like a sad face.
And this shield allows you to influence the disposition of someone who is attacking you.
Kinda. It's just cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
who's gonna want to strike a happy face?
Deep down inside, Ore is a little pissed because Ore's face isn't very articulated to be able to make happy and sad faces.
Yeah, or he's like, this is bullshit. He's gonna
So
take it and
Ore
put it on his
needs the
face.
sheep.
do
Or he
you
wants it
do
for a
you
mask, yeah.
express that out loud then? Because like
No. Like that's just deep down inside of Ore's soul.
I was gonna say because like
Down
this is the
inside.
perfect thing for you because you can use it to express yourself.
These
Yeah.
are deep feelings.
Yeah, this like Ore is certainly on the fence. Like one, this is bullshit, and two, maybe I could use it. No, I don't need this.
You should tape it to your forehead.
Cut
What
out
is
eye
the-
holes.
What is the cost of this type of shield?
I'd part with that shield for 40 gold.
Can you make it into a mask?
I could probably put the same kind of magic into a mask. It wouldn't give you much protection, though.
I only have 4 gold. I want to help buy a mask of for expressions.
A mask of emotions.
Yes, an emotional mask. But the opposite direction. Instead of hiding his emotions, it shows them. When he chooses to, which I assume he will do reflexively and always.
Delighted expression. Yes.
All right.
Ore, angry.
He goes, I could make that mask for you. I could probably do that for 20 gold. And no, that seems a little low. 25, we'll call it. And
I I would like to put myself into the mindset of what he's trying to do and figure out a good price because he's clearly not good at this, and I feel bad.
he goes, and it'll take me probably 2 days to make it.
Zerdig will pipe in and inform Malco that he's going with the party and that he can make it on the way, and they can pay Malco today.
Wait, what? No, I need you here. You gotta help me get customers so we can get a shop like we talked about.
Master, you know my dreams to go and see the above world. They will not only pay me a considerable sum to take them there, but then they will show me the Daystar fire in the sky.
The sun, as they call it.
He looks down a bit. The face on the shield becomes a very sad face.
Aww.
And he goes, all right, I understand, but I'm going to have a shop when you get back. And he looks to the rest of you and he goes, and you're going to take care of him. If he doesn't come back with you,
We will take the best care of him that we are able to.
We have a
Just like
fantastic
our last
track
party
record.
member.
We
And the
are
one before that.
0 for 3 so far.
Zerdig will put his hand
No,
on.
you did rescue me.
I didn't say what the 0 for 3 was for.
Zerdig will put his hand on Malco's shoulder, and his hand looks huge compared to Malco because Malco's a gnome and he has to like kind of bend over to get it all the way over there. But he's like, I will return safely and be a hero for our people, Master Malco. Please tell my parents in faraway Undertown that I will return and I have gone to pursue my dreams.
Undertown is my favorite Underdark town name.
Oh yeah, Undertown, baby.
Making our way under town.
Malco goes, all right.
Suggestion for you, Malco. If the whole having this little thing and yelling at people isn't working out, maybe instead focus on word of mouth and doing specific orders. You'll have less overhead, and you'll probably still get as many people interested in actually buying things.
Ito nods and pauses, and he says, this sentiment will be lessened somewhat by recent choices I have made. However, here, I suppose I can at least give a donation to help start the shop. And he hands over 200 silver pieces.
all right. He goes,
They're all like slightly dented and shaved.
you carry around quite a bit of silver. Thank you.
Please do not question that.
Why shouldn't I question that?
Prison silver.
So Ore is going to set his shield on top of the table and say, would you be willing to take this shield in partial trade for this
No,
one with the
no,
emotions on
we're
it?
getting you a mask, Ore.
I know, but I do kind of like
Kinda
the
com-
idea of this shield as well. I could use the mask and the shield in tandem.
You can't
Yeah, we're
have
gonna need to
two
make him a
emotions
new
at the
beard
same
once he gets the
time.
mask.
You're gonna be hyper emotive.
You physically can't. You don't have enough processing to do two emotions at the same time.
Well, no, that's simply rude. What if he's both angry and scared, as I believe
And
we've
he'll have to alternate
basically
every
all
6
been?
seconds.
I do
I
know, I
suppose.
have read a story in which they referenced mixed emotions.
So he'll knock off 5 gold in return for the shield. So
Okay.
That's 55, 60,
No,
60.
he said 40
35.
before. Yeah, so
40,
35.
yeah, 35 for the shield, and then 25 for the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
You
give
could
up
catch
the
someone by
35,
surprise.
no problem.
You could look sad, but be happy secretly on the shield.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. The master of deception.
Look sad, but be happy that you're fighting because it means you get to kill them.
This
I
is not going to
mean,
help my 0 charisma.
no, it is not.
He's just standing there, rapidly shifting emotions.
Or he just walks around with the mad dog face on all the time. Why are people angry with me?
Why wouldn't they be?
All right. Anyone else want anything from Malco's shop? Spear or something?
I mean, I think we're good. We have really nice weapons / focuses
Now,
and a fancy mask.
now, what is this? What is this spear?
So the
Be a bull-
spear is just a simple +1 spear.
Yes, yes, Mizeki, I did just get the book. I am very sorry, by the way. I did talk to you about the book idea. I got it with the coupon. I'm sorry.
He goes, "Oh, can I see it?"
Oh, absolutely. Please don't steal it. I quite enjoy it actually.
Out of
And he's
character, I am vaguely concerned that some of these are just infused items that are going to uninfuse later.
I suspect the ones that we've been given by the guards or by the
Yeah, but I'm talking
yeah,
about the ones the
but
artificer is making.
specifically these ones I'd be more worried about.
Only one way to find out. Take the chance and buy them.
What's the name of this shield, by the way?
It's a shield of expression.
Shield of Expression. Got it.
Are there any other cool little trinkets or anything?
There's a dagger and a spear. That's what's currently out.
Is there anything special about the dagger?
It is a magical +1 dagger.
Really undersold that. I was like, I thought you were gonna go off on some adverbs and adjectives on magical, and you just
It's sharper than most daggers you've ever touched.
in its category.
Yes.
If you buy now, we'll give you another for free.
Buy one dagger, get a slightly sharper one for a little bit more.
I
All
think
right.
we're good. I don't think we need any other random weapon.
Okay.
He doesn't happen to have an orb of time, does he?
No.
Ooh, good
But
question.
I could make one for you.
Does it take
Might
2
just
days?
take some time.
We're really not looking to hang around for very long. You know, we had a really bad inn stay
Where'd you stay at?
service.
The Underdark food doesn't Uplanders and Underdark food. Ugh.
King's Rest.
What was
I
that?
got a 25. King's Rest is. I got a 25 on my deception, but I accidentally rolled sleight of hand, but with the same value.
And he goes, the what?
Don't worry about it. They'll be out of business soon, I'm sure.
Are you sure they were in business to begin with?
Honestly, I'm sure of very few things at this time. Except that we should leave soon.
Zerdig does the side whispered mouth thing to Malco, and he's like, he can't even see down here.
It's very dark.
Got
Oh,
it.
sorry about that. I popped dancing lights again.
Some guy in the corner. Ah!
All right. Well, if there's nothing else you would like to do in your town, you're going to go to the Square Dwarf to hang out.
Yes.
He's the proprietor, particularly stocky.
Yes. Sorry, I was
Good.
like, wait, what are you talking? Yes,
He's
of
a square.
the square dwarf.
One of the few things that has not disappointed me about the dwarfs thus far.
How stocky they are.
No, that the square dwarf proprietor is stocky. It would be really inappropriate if they were rotund.
So, all right. So, night stay in the square dwarf is 2 silver for a room. Each room has 2 beds.
I will once again attempt to see if there is anyone that would like to share a room with me that is not in the party. Just to like hang out.
Zirdig is gonna sleep at home one last time.
Zerda goes and lays down and is like, and this is why I'm leaving, as the feet stick off the end.
Everybody that you approach just kind of gives you a weird look, like, why are you trying to stay the night with me?
Because much like interesting food, interesting people, you can share a drink. You don't have to worry about like going up to your room afterwards. You're just there already.
Uh-huh. And what happens when I wake up in the morning and none of my stuff is there?
Then we will have both been robbed? Do I really look like someone who could slip out unnoticed in the night?
I don't know what you can do.
will-
We
I
don't
will-
get many
I
of
will-
your kind down here.
I will click my hooves loudly on purpose. I'm not exactly quiet.
So no one seems to want to take you up on it.
Okay. Once again, the dwarfs disappoint.
So is everybody getting their own room, or are you guys sharing? So it's 2 silver per room, so it's not a per person at this inn.
I'll share a room with anybody. I just pretty much rest in a chair. But if
That's
it's
the
bad,
same
I'll
thing
take
with
that.
Ore.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the 2 really creepy resters and then everyone else.
I feel like Ito offers to split a room with both of them.
I mean,
I could just-
technically, you could do 4 of you in a room since 2 of them don't need beds.
Yeah, and now we have more creepy resters than normal resters.
I could just see Ore sitting in the lobby, just kind of sitting there for 6 straight hours.
Oh, right, you're a drow, which is a kind
Yeah.
of... Ooh.
So we've got 2 elves and a warforged, so most of the party doesn't need to sleep for 8 hours.
Does Satsu need to
Yeah,
sleep?
right.
I
Yes,
think
I
so,
believe.
yeah.
I think the only thing Sudsy doesn't do is breathe.
Okay.
No, I don't
Her room.
have to breathe.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. Sudsy does breathe, but doesn't have to.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
It's optional.
Pardon, what? Did I miss something?
No,
What? No?
You haven't missed anything.
out of game is what we were talking about there right now. In game, you guys know nothing.
Yeah, we continue.
Other
to
than she likes her meat raw.
Yeah.
we
Which
have
I just
strong
think's a cat person thing.
suspicions
We'll go with that.
because she can just walk up and down walls, and that was never explained either. But
Yeah,
we
I
assume
mean, I
it's
do.
I don't think
weird
have
sort of
you
thing.
seen her do that?
Yeah,
I
she
did
did
it
it
the
at the Knoll camp.
She
Yeah, I
climbed on
did
the
the
wall.
spider climb. I don't really
I
care.
mean, Tabaxi just have that.
Yeah, do they just do that sometimes? I don't know.
Tabaxi have a climb speed, yeah.
We
Yeah,
have. I
they
don't
have a
know
pretty
anything
good
about
climb speed.
Tabaxi.
Right, but that wall was like super
Sheer
smooth
cliff.
and
Yeah.
unclimbable.
Yeah, that was. It was not weird that she was climbing. It was weird that she was standing sideways on that wall.
Yeah.
Anyway,
She wasn't
I'm
necessarily
willing-
standing sideways.
I'm willing to
Fair.
curl up on a bed if we've got room with Mizeki and Ito.
Everyone piles into one room.
All right,
Yes, we're gonna all be in one room.
That-
Fine.
that'll be 2 silver then. If you want to go ahead
Oh,
and mark
nice.
that off.
Yeah, especially if we're getting a savings.
Ito can
Just take that out
Ito
of
can
the
take it.
group.
Oh, I was gonna say it can come out of Ito's wealth of silver, which is
If you
I mean,
want
it's
to,
now
that's
only
fine.
31
It's 2
silver, but
so
Did Ore actually pay for his shield?
I did.
Okay, good.
He just ripped off Zirdig's master, like, see ya. Stealing
No,
your
no, I
stuff.
gave him the 35, which really
know.
kind of brought my value, my pocket change down quite a bit.
I still only have 4 gold and 9 silver.
You should work on that.
I'm the poorest of rogues.
Take odd jobs.
I
Hey,
mean,
Nate,
Ito is now
people.
down to 29 silver.
I hear crime doesn't pay, but they always seem to have money.
Till they end up in jail.
Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, so we all go
Dibs on the
awkwardly
comfy
into one
chair.
room. I am
Or the
staying in the bed
comfiest chair.
that is the most comfy.
None of the beds are super comfy for you
This is
because
regrettable.
your size.
I'm literally only going to stay in there as long as I need to, and then I'm going into my magical room
Okay.
where I have my nice comfy bed.
Okay. But you can only stay in there for 4 hours, right?
Yeah, 4 hours right now.
So that's not long enough to get your rest.
But it doesn't say that it has to be uninterrupted sleep.
It's not strenuous activity that he'd be doing. To pop. Well, then again, I don't know what involves going to a genie ring.
You have to trade your soul to some sort of elemental or genie.
It doesn't sound fun.
Right.
Maybe
Alright.
it is.
So we have Mizeki in his ring for 4 of his hours. And then Ito and Sati each get one of the 2 beds. And then Ore is standing there, and Alandiel's just sitting in a chair.
Yep.
All right.
Imagine, or he just stands in front of the door.
Yeah, I could literally just stand directly in front of the door motionless
Some-
for 6
Someone
hours.
opens the door. What the shit?
You
So-
can't open it. We
Ito gets up
barricaded
to
it with
pee, and there's a problem.
Alandiel, just as you're finishing your 4 hours of rest, Mizeki pops back into the room out of nowhere.
Still not used to that.
All right, but you may all go ahead and mark down your long rests. And you probably should have made a plan to figure out where to meet up with Zerdeg.
We said
Oh,
here.
he was gonna come here. Yeah.
Okay. I did not hear you guys say that, so good thing you made the plan. All right.
Also, super worst case, we can go talk to his boss whose house he lives in.
We show up, the table's gone.
Change any of my prepared
Depends on when you show
spells.
up, but yes. So, all right. So you can all make your long rest. When Zerdeg arrives in the morning, he has a cart, and pulling that cart is a giant lizard.
Whoa.
Wait, like a cart for people, or like he's got stuff in his cart?
There's room. The cart's actually empty right now. All the stuff is on the lizard and on Zerdig.
Nice. I will
So-
get into the cart.
Are we gonna get? Should we get torches for Mizeki, or are we just gonna have him be blind?
Am
for
I the
most of it?
only one that's
I
blind?
mean,
No, Ito's blind
No,
too.
Oh,
Ito
you're both
Ito
blind?
is also blind, and he
Oh,
has
you've got an
the
ever-burning
ever-burning
torch.
torch.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
yeah.
have a torch, and
We're
it
good,
doesn't make
okay.
any heat, and we can throw it.
How much does Mizeki weigh? Are you under 200 pounds with all your gear?
God no.
That's
I
all the
weigh-
cart can weigh.
He's like
I
600
weigh
pounds.
614 pounds naked.
Ooh.
I'm a whole.
Yeah, the cart's not gonna hold you.
It's
Yeah,
fine. I'll
I'm too
get
heavy
into the
too. I'm
back of the cart.
250.
I'll stand in the back of the cart briefly and be like,
You hear it.
and then frown and get off the cart.
It creaks.
It just
Once
breaks.
again.
You just break my cart right away.
Yeah.
Like, thanks a lot.
You don't have mending? How is that my fault?
Nah, he
Pretty
doesn't
sure
have
that's
Your
mending.
more than a
only
foot.
spell.
The problem is you broke it too much for mending to work, because mending only works on small areas. So
If we chop it up a bunch so each break is only a foot long.
We delay our start by 4 hours because we have to amend the cart.
I mean,
Once
as long
again,
as
the
we
worst
only
is-
mend one plank at a time.
All right,
Fix.
how many of us have mending besides
I have
me?
mending.
Me,
We can triple mend.
3 of us apparently.
so
I
Now
can
I
make
know what I'm getting rid of when I pick up Druidcraft.
I can make the torch change color or flicker or get brighter.
I
See,
can
but
do
now
that
all
too.
of you are going to trade out mending.
we
No,
don't need
all
Zerdig
this.
needs mending.
Yeah. All I can do is make pretty pictures, talk to people, and make things smell nice.
He really needs mending for both his steel defender and his gun if it breaks.
Oh, do you have one of the fancy guns?
I mean, it's just a gun, but yeah, it can break.
Well,
It's not a
the normal
fancy.
ones can't
It's
break.
just a normal pistol.
Normal pistols can't.
They no,
Isn't it the pepper box?
Yeah,
they can
no, the
break.
only pistols that can break are they can break in this world.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's an Exandria pistol.
Okay,
mechanically.
yeah, the fancy guns.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Zerdig will greet you guys. He's really happy. He was pretty worried last night that you're gonna ditch him. He was like, "Oh no, I should stay with them. They're gonna leave me." So he's very excited that you're still there. And then we'll say, "Should we go?"
Did we not need to fill out a contract first? That is what happened with the last guide.
Oh no. I'm not a guides guild. They've got it's a racket. Anyway, I know the way. Just pay me the gold. We're good.
We will pay you when we get there.
How about half
Onward.
now, half upon destination?
Deal.
Quarter
he says
now.
To Ore.
No more. We don't have any paperwork. Onward.
He give me a persuasion check. He likes Ori's deal a lot better than yours.
It would be a 24. I accidentally wrote performance, but
All right, he accepts 1/4 now, 25 gold now, and 75 on arrival.
Here is your 25 gold.
Zerdig is now rich.
we're
Zerdig is
taking that out of your
rich.
party fund. Your current party gold is negative 25.
All right, so Zerdig will lead the way. He has this thing that he does. So he hasn't mentioned this to Alondio yet because we kept getting like side conversations and stuff. But he can also cast dancing lights because he's a drow, and he'll just kind of like idly do it, like when he's bored, just like have the lights circle his hand and stuff. How do you want to handle the like exploration leg here, Insanity?
Give me a survival check to navigate.
Good thing I am absolutely terrible at that.
Guidance.
Immediately get lost.
Yay, guidance. I rolled a 4.
Can I help you?
Guidance is 7.
Okay.
Oh wait, I rolled stealth, not survival.
With my crazy vision, could he get advantage?
Don't worry, I rolled a 1 on survival.
Don't
for
go that
real.
way. It's a wall up there.
Zerdig's like, how do we get out of the town again? I forgot.
Since
Like-
I
you
think it's
15
here somewhere.
minutes in.
Isn't this the way we came into town?
all right. So
15 minutes
you
in,
do
you're
know
not
the way
following.
to the other areas, and so it's easy enough for you to follow. Hello, but you know specific paths. So as you are leading them, as you guys are making your way through the tunnels, you hear the clear sounds of fighting up ahead, and Zerdik is leading you basically directly towards those sounds. So, unless anybody wants to like try and stop him, that is where you guys are heading.
If Ore
Can
can
we-
see far enough ahead and kind of hear that sound, he would absolutely try and stop the party.
We haven't seen the fighting yet, though, and I kind of do want to see it.
It'll be fine. It'll be
Like-
fine.
That does not sound like fine.
Like, what level dudes are fighting each other?
Yeah, is there roars of like a creature, or is it just like
You
dwarf voices?
Yeah, so you hear the sound of several dwarfs talking and shouting out commands, as well as the clinks of weapons and armor, and you hear various effects going off, the sound of explosions, things like that
Yeah.
coming from up ahead.
We either need to go around or wait. That does not sound like a fun place to go through.
Yeah, and this is the only path that Zerdig knows to get through this area.
Is it kind of a straightaway towards those sounds, or is it like curvy, cavernous type of back and forth?
The path that you are on is straight towards these sounds. For you to go around, you'd have to go back and divert off another path. Where that path would lead you, you don't know.
How many people does command impact?
Not enough.
Like
One per spell
emotionally or
level.
like physically?
Okay, yep, that's
You
not
can
gonna-
upcast it. I also have command.
Yeah, but I can get 2 people then, and it sounds like there's a lot more than 2.
Zerdig's gonna keep on going unless someone stops him, and then stop like
That's
at the periphery of the battle.
yeah. Slow down.
You should stop. There is fighting up ahead. About how far away from the fighting are we at this point?
If you had to estimate just by the sounds, you would estimate that probably the closest is within 100 feet of you, but you can't see it yet as you're making your way through these tunnels.
Well,
So it's like we haven't
I could
crested the
because I
hill
have
type thing.
300 feet. Is it? You said it was straight ahead.
I mean, I think he's talking like tunnels and stuff because we're
Yeah.
underground.
That's what
Yeah.
I was asking. Is if it like banked back and forth, so we
Oh,
can't see around corners.
sorry. I thought you meant straight ahead, as in the direction that you are heading through these tunnels. No, the tunnels.
Oh, yeah.
The tunnels wind and twist.
Gotcha. That's what I figured as much. I just wanted to.
But yeah,
confirm.
it's like the direction that you are heading. As you head that direction, it gets louder, so it's very clear that it's coming in this direction.
Yeah, let's slowly approach. and keep-
Zerdig pulls out his pistol.
All right. So if
I
you
cast Pass Without a Trace on everybody.
if you would like to go ahead and open up Fantasy Grounds and go to the Dwarf Tunnels Map, I have where you are coming in to this area into what is going on.
What is it named?
Dwarf_tunnels.
I wonder if Zerdig wants to ride this lizard into battle. Probably not.
That is a terrible idea. Your lizard's gonna die inside the first day if you do that. Wow, this is a lot of tunneling.
Yeah.
Zerdig has an error
Oh no!
when
Did it?
importing him.
Well,
Oh crap! I had a misclick. My thing was lagging, and it made me grab you. Let's switch to me.
Oh.
Is that better?
Ah!
Am I? Do you have yours
Elendil
now?
changed colors.
I don't.
It looks like Zerdig is currently unclaimed.
Yeah,
Zerdig is
I'll
owned
come
by Rorik. Let's see here. Clear
How do
owner.
I? Yeah. Okay. I accidentally grabbed
Yeah,
it.
you just
there.
took both of them.
You were just like, I'm an elf. I'll take this one.
My
I
mouse was
am
like
the
lagging.
elf.
It's like you want everything.
All right. Yeah. So you should
is-
be able to claim
is
him
the-
now.
Rorik
the
was like,
top
"Is
the
elf?"
exit? Where's the exit?
There are
Where
a
are we
few
heading?
exits. The way that
You said-
Where are
Zerdig
we
knows is up
ostensibly
north,
getting?
way up here. Yeah. So you're gonna have,
The
essentially
big
have to
fat one?
cross this entire battlefield to get where Zerdig knows
Dwarven
to
tunnels or caves?
go.
Sorry,
Dwarf tunnels.
tunnels. Okay.
I mean,
I
I feel
assume
like
Tito's
there are
probably
ceilings
gonna-
to all this.
Yes.
yeah.
So the tunnel ceilings are only about 20 feet high.
So I can't just like climb up on the first wall and just kind of jump my way over.
I mean, it's 20 feet high, so yeah, you could go up on the
You could
ceiling
walk
and you'd
over
be out of
stuff,
range of anybody that's only using melee. But you definitely hear the sounds of what you believe to be various spell effects.
Ah,
So, as we were kind of approaching this,
many
I cast Pass
foods.
Without a Trace,
Hmm.
and so we're like just coming around the corner of this. I also cast Eyes of Night on the party, so everybody gets the 300 feet of dark vision right now.
Okay. So
Can you do all of
as
us with that?
the dark vision comes in for all of you and extends, you can see there are several dwarfs that are going at it. The ones that you see immediately, there are 5 closing in on a single dwarf, and you can see off in the distance, towards your left and further on straight ahead, that there are 2 more dwarfs running in. Unfortunately, you can't see which side they are on.
Can
And
Zerdig
would-
doesn't recognize it either. Any of the symbols. Being a
Uh,
native.
so the 2 that are far enough away, you don't recognize their symbols, but go ahead and give me a religion check on the 6 that are close, because you have 5
Wait.
swarming in on 1 here.
Would it
All
really
right.
even matter to us? Like
That's gonna be a whole
realistically?
13.
It may
Well,
not
because
matter to
Zerdig
you.
might know like who's a good guy or a bad guy in his own mind.
Yeah. So the 5 here, that are swarming in, you recognize them. They have the symbol of the Forge God on their clothes.
Zerdig is totally down with the Forge God.
I was gonna say
So-
that's probably the one that he's more
Yeah.
sided with.
So he's gonna point that out to everybody.
Isn't that the one that's killing people?
They're both
Yep.
killing people.
Well, yeah, but the one that when we first encountered him, that was the bad guys in quotes.
Guan Leal was the dwarf that you captured that was being assaulted. He was a forge worshipper.
Oh, so the forge ones were the guys that were getting.
Yeah, Toreg is the stone god guy.
Okay, so the bad guys in quotes, the ones that were killing the people, is the stone guys. We understand that they are killing each other. Like I get that part, but our first encounter with them is one group was attempting to kill a single dude,
hmm
and that was the stone guys. Okay.
You're probably. What's your intelligence?
14?
Your intelligence.
My intelligence is like 9.
y-
Mizeki is a 14.
Mizeki would be intelligent enough to deduce at this point that Guan Leal did not understand the group that was coming after him. And although he believed it to be the stone, you get the
Okay.
idea from what you know of Torrig now that that is not the truth.
Fair enough.
Because they're the secret police.
Yep.
All right. Do you want us to how you guys want to do this?
Yeah, so do you guys want to intervene or do you want to try and work your way through avoiding as much fighting as possible?
I want to not get entangled in a religious war.
I
At
mean,
least
Ditto.
between these deities.
one of the problems we have is not showing on the map is the riding lizard. It's large. It can squeeze, but we're gonna have a whale of a time trying to get the riding lizard and the cart through here while these guys are fighting.
I am 100% okay with we will go and we will not be openly hostile, and if people attack us, we will attempt to knock them out. Good luck.
I think we should, since I cast Pass Without a Trace, think we should watch for our opportunities to try and kind of sneak
Yeah.
through.
I'm totally cool with us trying to sneak through, but
Yeah.
if someone attacks us, I will shoot them immediately
Okay, so you guys want to
Um,
approach this stealthily. Everybody go ahead and make a stealth check.
with your +10.
With your +10.
Oh, 13.
Okay.
16.
13.
20.
Did you add
Are we
plus
not-
10 to yours, Sadzi?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so yours is a 23 then?
So our lowest
yeah.
is Zerdig with a 16 right now with the +10.
I
Oh,
Ito
no,
is also a
Ito got a
23.
14.
He at least got a 4. I rolled a freaking 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
we're
it's also the disadvantage from the armor for me.
And the lizard got an 18. So.
Lizard's better at this than me.
Ito. It's not the
At
disadvantage.
least this
You would have
time.
rolled a 2.
Mhm.
Oh
It's
yeah,
dark,
Zerdig
okay?
is. How do
Shush.
you want
Let
to
me.
handle that? Zerdig is on the lizard actually, because he should roll with disadvantage if he's clanking around his armor, but he's on the lizard.
Yeah, if you want to just go with the lizard without getting off, then yeah. You still
Yeah,
need
he's just down for now.
to make one just to kind of like help silence your armor a bit. Try to hold it close to yourself. So we'll
Okay,
count your 16
Yeah.
as that. So
And
our
his
low
gun's
is a
out.
13.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
We're so good at this.
So
No, it's
luckily
simple,
these
guys.
dwarfs are engaged in battle and they're not paying that close attention and listening for the other sounds of more people approaching. They are keeping an eye out and see things, but seeing as none of you are dwarfs, as you approach, they seem to kind of ignore you. So as you guys are moving in, you watch as these dwarfs close in on each other. And you guys can go ahead and move up. And I guess maybe I should just move you. If you guys want to move you up to where Zerdig is, that is where you will get on this first batch of stealth.
I love the notion of just like there's this big old battle where it's like sneak. Let's just go on past.
All right. And so you're
love the
watching
on
as
top
these
of me.
dwarfs are fighting
Yeah.
very intensely, going at each other. Those of you that speak Dwarvish understand them calling each other very insulting names.
Dang it. I need to stop clicking on that.
And talking about their different divines and who should be the main divine of the dwarfs. So it is a very intense fight.
So Zirdig doesn't know that anyone else speaks Dwarvish because we haven't had that conversation. So he's just assuming that he needs to translate. So he tells everybody there's a
Giving
village
it a
about
running
them.
commentary. And
Yeah,
that guy said, "I'll punch you in the boop boop."
that
Okay.
translates to a very foul Dwarven word for yeah.
All right. Pass Without a Trace lasts for an hour.
I think it's an hour. Yeah, let me double
Okay.
check really quick. I was looking
Yep.
at my
Up
spells.
to an hour concentration.
Okay. All right, everybody go ahead and give me an additional stealth check for the next leg of the journey. The lizard gets an 18 again.
I cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
Also a 16.
17.
Okay.
A 19.
19 as well.
31.
Okay,
Like,
look.
I am the knight.
All right.
27.
Okay. Alondiel really
The
stepping
party
up his
loses.
game.
The party loses Elondiel and Ore somewhere.
All right. So I'm moving you guys up to Alondiel. So as you get up here, these three are tending to each other's wounds as you're getting up here from the fighting. So you guys can all move up to where Alondiel is. That is your next stretch. And they don't seem to notice you at all as they are screaming in pain, tending to each other's wounds, and very focused on each other.
What symbol are they wearing? Can I see?
So these ones here, they are also doing the forge. So
Yeah,
can
the
you guys
yellow's
see
the
the two
forge.
different colors?
Yes.
Okay, so yellow is
Yes.
forge and red is stone.
Which one of
Right.
them looks the most beat up?
The one that looks the most beat up is this one here, this dwarven knight.
Well, he can have a healing word.
Okay, you are alerting them to your presence by doing so. Do
Oh,
you
by doing that,
want
never
to
mind
do
then.
that?
No, I'd
Okay.
rather be quiet.
All right.
You're also taking a side.
You are also
Yeah, but
taking a
none of
side
the
if you
other
do that.
guys can see me doing that. But I'll be. I don't want to. If we want to be quiet, is more important.
Okay, let me look at this message that people are sending me.
While he's doing that, how do you move the map without moving your token? Now that my
Little
token's
mouse
selected, it keeps going
wheel.
back and forth.
Click and drag mouse wheel.
Like
Thank you.
I thought it was something to do with a little gold thingy in the lower
That
right
works
hand.
too.
that works too. That functions as your mouse wheel. So
Yeah, you can move around with the nibble.
Thank you.
all right. So you guys have still managed to evade notice. Go ahead and give me another stealth check, and we'll see if you manage to continue evading notice. It's going to
Natural
be
20.
harder because of them
21.
getting closer together.
15.
Okay.
17.
33.
29. Ah,
Look at
RA's
you.
man.
So our lowest is a 15.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, the lizard got a 27.
Nice.
So, all right. So our lowest is a 15. Okay. So you guys manage to make it up. As you get to a point, you look around and see that you can't get past, and then you see that this way is open, and start heading down this way where I've put Ito's token to kind of make your way around since you couldn't see a way through that group that is fighting.
To be fair, if we move at them fast enough with a cart, I feel like they'll move.
Or they'll attack it.
Yes, but if you're going fast, you are not stealthing, and you're attracting attention. If you want to change up your plan, go for it. But right now we're stealthing, so we're going
Do
slow.
we think that we can squeeze through that short tunnel to the north of us?
You haven't
It's like
seen that short
5 feet.
tunnel yet, so you don't know.
All right.
Because
We couldn't have seen it from our previous spot through those guys. That's fine.
yeah. So
All right, stealth.
give us another round of stealth. I've rolled really bad on all of their perception checks. The highest they've
I
gotten
am
is an
rolling
11.
garbage.
Oh.
15.
19.
17.
28.
Okay.
29.
The lizard got a 31.
Mizeki
let's
has
go.
joined me in 17 land.
Yay.
So is 17 our low?
No, 15
I
is
think someone
15
got
is our low.
15. Yeah.
15 is our low.
Zero
Okay.
got 15 on the lizard, yeah.
All right. So you guys start making your way up. As you get here, it'll be tight for your lizard to squeeze through, but your lizard also has spider climb, and so he can go up and on the ceiling. You'll just have to detach him from your cart.
But I like my cart.
I think the point is you can pull the cart behind you briefly.
Great,
So-
let's do it.
Okay.
I guess that's going to take an action. So Zirdig unlatches the cart from the lizard this round while everyone else sneaks.
Yep. I'm imagining everybody else will stop and wait for you guys while you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Zirdig is actually going to ask Mizeki if he can take the cart. He means no offense, but he also does not know that it's offensive.
All right. So you guys get in there. You take your time to get through the cart. Go ahead and give me stealth checks for the next round as you squeeze through this area.
21.
Okay.
Can Zirdig hold on to the lizard while it's spider climbing, or is he going to have to walk?
You're gonna have to walk because you don't have a special saddle to keep you strapped in.
14.
Okay.
17.
15.
Also 14.
27.
We're rolling real good.
All right.
If need be, I can go up on the ceiling with the lizard.
Okay. The lizard gets a 25, and our low is 14. Let's see if
Yeah.
these dwarfs can, roll decently on perception. No, they cannot.
Thank God for this spell. Gee.
Yeah. Yeah, that spell is definitely saving you from being noticed. Whether they'd actually attack you or not is the question, but you make it through without being noticed. As you squeeze through this gap with the cart, you have two ways that you can go. You can see that there are 3 dwarfs, which look to have the stone sigil on it, attacking a single forge dwarf up here.
Zirdig knows the way to the right and to the north, so that's the way that he would recommend.
Right.
He also wants to jump in and get a piece of this action, but
You
There's
you
no
would
place in
know
that.
with the cart though. You're gonna want to go around to the right and then up towards the
yeah,
left.
that's the way that he knows. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Um, give me one last stealth check to see if these guys notice you as you're leaving. Because you're gonna pass by that second group that you went around. But if you get past them without them noticing, then we're clear. So
19.
31.
Also 31.
32.
okay. The lizard got a 15. Is that our low?
Mr. Lizard is our
31
low,
from
yeah.
Ito. I got a 20
Yeah.
and a 19 with disadvantage.
Welcome to the 31 club, brother.
Mhm.
Woo.
Okay, they're not going to care about a lizard, Zerd, unless Zerdig decided to remount him.
Zirdig's not on him again yet.
Okay,
I was envisioning that the lizard was like on the ceiling or something, and then he hasn't come down yet. So
yeah, I'm
he
not
will
even going to
recard
bother
eventually.
rolling to see if they notice because they're not going to do anything with the lizard.
Okay.
And he's the low, and the rest of you rolled ridiculous on that. So, yeah, you guys make it past the dwarfs, and without being noticed as they are all fighting, choosing not to take sides. Absolutely, you make your way through and continue on. Very well handled encounter. Very good stealth from everybody.
Oh yeah. I would nominate Ore for an inspiration for the use of Pass Without Trace there. Saved us all.
Yeah, it was definitely very well inspired. So you can go ahead and take your inspiration point.
I will take inspiration. And once I feel that we're kind of clear of all the battle, that it's behind us, not in front of us any further, Ore is going to kind of lower his head and give a little silent prayer to Thalia, hoping that very few lives are lost in that battle.
Okay.
And he's very conflicted about not engaging because he certainly, with everything that's happened, he does not want to get involved, but he really wants to get involved. So, but I'll take inspiration.
All right. So you guys continue making your way through, with Zerdig leading the way that he knows. You go through the rest of the day as you begin feeling tired after another about 4 hours of travel. You stop, take your rest, and continue on the next day. As you get further and further away from the city, you notice less and less fights going on. Zerdig, go ahead and give me another survival check. And we'll make this for the rest of the journey. It's another 25 days through the mountains.
Guidance.
I was going to say
Alright,
guidance. Yeah, keep me to it.
let's go. 20 plus a d4. 22.
All right. So as you're making your way through, you know this area a lot better. You know more ways here because this is getting closer to where you grew up. Um, and so you're able to navigate, and as you do hear sounds of battles going on, you're able to circumvent them without any issue. And so the next several days traveling under the mountain, you're able to avoid the rest of the fighting. You see it, and so there is definitely a war going on between the dwarfs, but you're able to avoid it at all costs. You, after 25 more days of traveling, you've all gotten used to kind of being in the dark. And as you reach the other side of the mountain and you begin heading back up and out into it, the sun is very bright for all of you as you're no longer used to seeing the sun every day. Hey, but you have made it through the Under Mountain.
Before we get out of being under mountain, one of the evenings where we're kind of camping about halfway through when we're long since past fighting with dwarves, um, I'm gonna, as we're like settling down for the evening, kind of talk to Zerg. Say your name. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong over and over again reading it.
You can just say like Zirdig. It's like
Zerdig.
yeah, the I,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And
Have
I call
you,
you Artie. Oh, sorry, Artie.
since you have never been outside, you've never seen the stars. You are familiar of stars, yes?
Only in stories.
I think you will find some appreciation for them. Um, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
We have all shared some degree of a vision some months ago of some sort of an execution or
Of a hooded man. He finishes your sentence.
surrounded by silhouettes.
Yes, yes, yes. I talked to Malcolm about it, and he said that he saw it too, but I could tell nobody.
Interesting. Tell me of what you saw of the hooded man.
Zerdig is gonna demur for now, and recommend that we talk about it again later, because he's preparing to go outside,
Understood.
and also because there's some details I need to hash out with that.
Nope, I figured as much. Not a problem.
Yeah. Um, if you want to ask those questions, Zerdig, we can talk about it, or if you want to wait until another time, that
Yeah, I
is
think in
fine as well.
character we could probably just handle it now, because Zerdig would know. Zerdig's player just doesn't know.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to describe
Yeah,
to Ori what he saw.
yeah, we talked about it there. And so what Zerdig would have seen for this, and the timing lines up for you guys about 7 months ago at this point. So Zerdig saw what is the armies of the dwarfs fighting. And eventually, as that all fades out and the war slowly comes to an end, he sees the two dwarven divines that were in the fight both there together. There, when the hooded man comes up behind, and with a quick swing of a giant sword, both of the dwarfs fall, and their heads go flying.
So he would relay that to Ore.
That is most curious. Thank you for confiding in us.
Which,
And I would share with him the visions that I had and kind of look to the rest of the group if anybody else wants to share their visions.
I
I'm-
share.
yeah.
I'm not going to share mine in particular because I don't think they're that unique at this point.
Ito will share his, mostly just focusing on the common theme of the heading.
Also along the way, I think that Zirdig would be very, very interested in Ore because Ore is just like such fine craftsmanship, and he prides himself on being an artificer. He knows he's not quite as good as Malco yet, but he aspires to be even better than Malco in his lifetime. Not the least of which because he's gonna live like 3 times longer than Malco is. But he would be very fascinated with Ore, and he would offer that mask that he finished. So first off, he'd finish it for him like 20 days ago, and then give it to Ore. But then he would ask Ore if he would be interested in kind of like trying to permanently incorporate that into his face. Now I don't know if Zirdig has those skills yet, but it's something that Zirdig would offer to Ore if he's not open for like a little bit of tinkering.
And Ore would have probably given some direction on what he wanted the mask face to look like, and kind of a full beard, kind of a classic Adonis, Zeus, kind of that Grecian bold feature face as what the mask would look like, but to accommodate the large eyes somehow to accommodate the large eyes.
Insanity, could we accomplish that over like the downtime over the 26 days while we're traveling?
Oh yeah, you've got plenty of time to do that. So
Cool.
Cool.
Ore gets a face.
Mask of expression.
Yep.
I wouldn't let you permanently integrate it into my face. For now, I would just keep it as a mask.
Ore gets a mask. Yeah. Zerdig would respect your wishes, but he, like the same way that Ore has been like borderline annoying to some of the others about a bunch of these questions, like Zerdig would be the same way to Ore, where he's just like so curious about Ore, and he just like would not stop asking you questions.
Yeah, Ore would answer any questions that you have, and kind of certainly go off, into the details of artifice that Ore knows, which is not a lot, but would answer any question that he is able to provide.
I see a gun arm or a gun integration in Ore's future. Anyway, yeah,
I was thinking about one of the arm blades when we were looking at weapons.
May I suggest machine gun jubblies?
all right. So as you guys come out into the mountains, out of the mountains into the open air, the sun is shining brightly overhead, and you can see off in the distance, and maybe about another 2,000 feet away, uh, a large wall that is off in the distance with a few buildings and towers sticking up behind it.
I take a wide stance and just soak in the sun.
All right. You notice
Even
up ahead, towards that, you see a massive wall of fog even further beyond the wall.
even with his goggles on, Zirdig loses it because he's never seen the sky. And so he's always living in a cave, and it's just like an endless expanse above him. Like he feels physically unsafe that there's nothing above him. And like he'll keep riding on the lizard, but the rest of the party can see that he's like severely shaken, but trying to hold it together.
All right. So, with that and the approach to Harrington, I think it's a great opportunity for us to go ahead and end here, and we'll start with you guys approaching Harrington next time. With your dealing of the encounter with the dwarfs. You have all reached the next level, so you may all go ahead and level up.
Woohoo!
Hooray!
Yay.
Should we roll for our hit points?
So those of you that selected to roll, go ahead and do so. Those of you that chose to just take the average, just continue taking your average.
What is it for druid? Is it a D8?
Yeah, so druid is a
Okay.
D8, cleric is a D8,
Warlock is a D8.
warlock is a D8, rogue is a D8.
I got an 8. I got an
Finally got
8.
the dice
My
on.
cat
About time.
provides. I got an 8. Like
Hey,
one
I
of the
got a
times
7.
before.
That was pretty good for a D8.
Yep. Mizaki's finally making up for that one
Yeah.
when he leveled up to 2.
I think I'm actually over now what I should be at.
I think so. Because you've been rolling pretty well the last few levels.
Yeah. And now I'm a level 2 warlock.
5,
Soon I
that's
will be a
horrible.
level 3 warlock. And then I'll have Pact of the Chain.
Ooh.
Nice.
So I can have my tiny friend carry me around.
All right. So Ore took a cleric level. Mizeki took a warlock level. So let me.
No,
Yep.
I'm taking a
Or,
druid
sorry.
level again.
Yeah, that's what I said. Ore took a druid level.
Oh, I
And
thought
then-
you said cleric.
So
I think you did.
maybe,
I
maybe
don't
I
know.
did say cleric.
Doesn't
I was
matter.
thinking druid, though, in my head.
They're so
So-
close. Let's be honest.
All right. Okay.
I stayed cleric.
All right. So
Ito is, unsurprisingly, taking a fighter level. He gets to hit things twice now.
Hooray!
I'm now a
Which-
warcaster.
I can no longer see shadows depending on how you interpret the text of Devil's Sight.
Oh, hey.
Interesting.
Devil Sight's pretty good. Is
Interestingly,
it 120 for Devil Sight?
Yeah.
Nice.
all right.
Ito actually benefits from shield shoves now. Whoa.
Satsu, you took a sorcerer level,
Yeah.
and Ito, you did say you took a fighter level, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And Zerdig took an Artificer level. So he's Artificer 5 and can double bonk.
Okay.
Ooh, I have level 3 slots.
You do have level 3
Yep.
slots now.
Super hilariously.
Let's see. Who
Technically,
have I
based
not
on how Devil's Sight is written,
changed?
if you read it as you're a human and you get it, you still can't see in the dark because it just says you can see normally. And humans normally can't see in the dark.
That's funny.
It is.
And
So, one of the few things that does not work against Gloomstalker, because it's not a form of dark vision, it doesn't give you dark vision in any way. Gloomstalkers are not invisible if you have the invocation.
Incite greed.
Nice.
Dropping mending for Druidcraft.
Yeah.
Mass healing word.
What should I take?
I got
as
Dispel
my
Magic.
What should I take as
Oh
my
wait, I actually get a
So
cantrip.
much
I
for
can
that
keep mending.
GS. So much for that idea of using GS.
Yeah, we've dispelled the magic.
all right, everybody, we're gonna go
Uh,
ahead and take off, and we'll catch you later.
Bye.
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 Bye.